today. I am in shambles. I mean, it's not too shocking at the end of the day. But the squad voted for Nancy Pelosi once again. And the Cori Bush one, that one sucked. That one sucked in particular today. I'm gonna share my YouTube link out there. We can get started. There we go. I'll share my YouTube one so you guys can go on there. I want to know what your guys' reaction is. I would say it's a lot to really take in, but only thing I know is partisan politics is a clown show. It's a clown show. The Democratic Party is where movements go to die, it seems. I mean, at least they got Pago. What's up, chat? Social Sienna in the house. So I'm asking you guys, how you guys feel? Yeah, Sienna is on stream. I'm gonna go through some live reactions as well, because people are not taking this well. My main thing is, how can you expect people to stay invested in electoral politics if we can't get them to fight against corruption? Nancy Pelosi is one of the most corrupt people in the world, period. With her insider trading, the money she takes, the progressive initiatives she fights against. The fact that Nancy Pelosi is complicit with the coup in Venezuela, the fact that she's complicit with torture, that alone should be enough. That should be justification to not vote for her. The fact that she's a failed leader. I mean, I tweeted out yesterday. People, Charlie J said, "Bro, I'm stunned." Everyone's stunned right now. Everyone's stunned. Then what I said yesterday, people are harder on fast food workers and customer service workers than they are on politicians. When like a customer service worker would mess up an order, people are furious. They get livid. I used to be in customer service and sales my entire life. I was saying, I'm glad that tweet blew up. I was hoping people hold politicians to the same standard that they hold customer service workers. Can you imagine? Because look at Pelosi's resume objectively. Objectively, she has harmed the Democratic Party. She has harmed California, and she harmed the American people. Under Nancy Pelosi, they lost thousands of seats. Over 1,000 seats, I should say. She cost Democrats down ballot. They always run against Nancy Pelosi, and they always cost Democrats down ballot as a result of that. Because of Nancy Pelosi, because of Joe Biden, because of Hillary Clinton, because of Barack Obama, Republicans have the Supreme Court for generations. You realize that, right? Their job at the end of the day is to defeat Mitch McConnell and the Republicans. And they always say the game is rigged. Mitch McConnell's a cheater. No, at the end of the day, they're better at this game than you are, because you guys rigged the game too. You guys rigged the game against us. You guys, when you guys have power, you guys don't do anything to change the rules. You guys have had a chance to change this. You guys had a chance to speak up and demand change on the electoral college. But instead, you guys want to peddle Russiagate and other conspiracy theories that actually don't lead to real change other than pushing for more war. Which is what we're going to get under Biden. Dude, people are mad, bro. I get it. But once again, my whole thing is, I never have faith. The people who always try to tone police the left and get mad when we don't have faith in electoral politics, you can't get mad at people who divested in electoral politics now. You can't do that. Like, because I know people who, what's the reason for them to donate to people who are not fighting for causes they actually believe in? Nancy Pelosi is complicit in funding ICE. Like she's complicit with human rights violations. She's complicit with giving the rich and corporations trillions of dollars. That's what she did with her corporate bailouts. That was Joe Biden. Democrats did. Joe Biden's responsible for the $600 I have. It should be $2,000. We're not getting that because Joe Biden and Mitch McConnell, they are boys. They negotiated that down, and he literally emboldened Democrats not to fight for more when he could have fought for more. Chat is banging. As long as money is in politics, nothing will change. As long as we have a two-party duopoly, nothing will change. That's the next level. You got there's levels to this. You gotta understand. Money in politics is a bad thing. That's horrible. But we got people who don't take corporate money, but they vote for Nancy Pelosi anyway. They still vote for Nancy Pelosi. What's up, Megalander? And they don't take corporate money. I mean, so they're not as bad as the corporate politicians, but they still follow corporate democratic orders at the end of the day. So I'm not surprised they all flipped their votes and went for Pelosi because they tried to do the political stunt. And I'm like, I'm sorry I had to say it. I'm sorry I had to say it. But it seems like when AOC, Cori Bush, and them voted no against Nancy Pelosi the first time, it seems like that was a political stunt, right? It's obvious that is what it was at this point. Because then when shit hit the fan, they had to switch their vote to Nancy Pelosi. And my whole thing was, I'm like, okay, if I am being very charitable to the squad, and if I'm being very nice, which I'm trying to be, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, if I give you guys the benefit of the doubt, you guys are massively disorganized. Because how are you guys not on the same squad? Like, if I took your initial votes at face value, how are you guys not on the same squad, on the same side on this? How you have Cori Bush voting no on Nancy Pelosi? How you have AOC voting no on Nancy Pelosi? But you have Rashida Tlaib, someone who booed Hillary Clinton, she voted yes for Nancy Pelosi? What? Like, she's the one I didn't expect to do that. Jamal Bowman went on CNN and didn't say whether he's going to support Nancy Pelosi or not, and then he actually voted for her. I'm like, okay, so are you guys using this as a shield for AOC or something? I don't get it. And they had Cori Bush vote no at first because I guess they wanted her to continue to have the veneer of being anti-democrat, anti-establishment. So they were like, okay, we gotta say AOC. So she voted no. Cori Bush, she's really popular right now, so she voted no. Anyone else can afford to take the hit. It seems like that, right? Because Rashida Tlaib was riding really high because she voted against the COVID relief package, and a lot of people on the left gave her a lot of credibility for that. So I think they calculated, like, okay, Rashida Tlaib, you can take a hit by voting yes for this. And then at the end, because my assessment was they are disorganized, because even if they didn't want Pelosi to win, why don't you have someone like Barbara Lee ready to step up and be the person we can advocate for and have someone ready to take the leading role? That's why I said disorganized. And I get people like, okay, we can't have Kevin McCarthy win. And this is what Force the Vote has done, and this is why it was important to have this conversation, because if it wasn't for Force the Vote, Jimmy Dore, Breonna Joy Gray, Dr. Cornel West, and you had these people literally advocating for this, we wouldn't even be having this discussion about strategy on how we push Nancy Pelosi. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if it wasn't for that. So we introduced this conversation, and then because of that, it forced their hand, and they realized, okay, we have to do something to make it seem like we appear to vote against Nancy Pelosi. That's why I tweeted out earlier. I'm like, did we actually push AOC to the left? Did we do that? Because I think if it wasn't for this conversation, there's no way she would have voted against Nancy Pelosi at first, right? Let me see what the chat has to say. I've been ranting for a while. We got a lot of people in here. Holy, let's keep it up here. I might invite some people on too. We see how the day go. But I'm like kind of in shambles watching this. I'm like, okay, I have to kind of explain what's going on in my thought process. Let me set up my my internet thing here. See, I just jumped on live, so I didn't have it set up. I didn't have it set up at first. So I'm gonna add new source. Hold on, fuck this up. There we go. There we go. So we go over a few of that a little bit later. And then I want to see what is going on while we're live. Let's see what you guys are saying though. C-Dubs in the house. I'm glad they're back on the stream. You're smarter than me because I actually believed TYT, Pac-Man, Majority Report had me believing these people were the real deal. And that's the left that I always didn't really... You guys know how I feel about TYT, Cenk Uygur. I don't like to spend a lot of my time focusing on what I don't like out of what people will call the progressive or the left. But recently, ever since Bernie Sanders has dropped out of the race, I'm like, you guys have been horrific. Like, you guys are just Democratic operatives at this point. That's what it is. Like you guys are just left wing Democrats. You guys are. I can't hear you, Sienna. But you guys are just repeating their talking points on defund the police. You guys repeat the talking points on when we're gonna put Joe Biden to the left. These are the kind of people who don't really cover foreign policy, don't take foreign policy seriously, because anyone who took foreign policy seriously knew how disastrous Joe Biden and his administration was going to be. Like I was saying, that Kamala Harris was going to be a dangerous threat because what's Kamala Harris been doing? She's been voting against military budget decrees for the last year. So she proposed a bill to have $2,000 checks, and that was K-Hive. They was getting excited about that, right? But then she vote against her own bill. How does that make sense? Because she votes for NDAA, so she voted against the 2K stimulus bill that was supposed to be what she was supposed to be advocating for. Because at the end of the day, she was selected because the military industrial complex knows that she's going to do their bidding at the end of the day. She was picked because she's super loyal to Israel, and she gave speeches to AIPAC on how we must continue to fund Israel for their weapons again and continue to increase the amount of money we give Israel. That's what she's saying. And she was literally using right-wing Israeli talking points against the Palestinian people, justifying the apartheid state they live under. She's a dangerous threat. So you had that left, the TYT left, the Pac-Man left, the Sam Cedar left. They ignored that part, and they're like, oh, we got to vote for lesser two evil. And I'm like, lesser two evil to who? To who? Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, they agreed with Trump, and actually they attacked Trump from the right because they was mad that Trump didn't get the Venezuela coup done. And what do you think is going to happen when Joe Biden becomes charged? Because what was in the COVID relief bill? They gave millions of dollars for Venezuela democracy programs. That means they took your taxpayer money and they can use that taxpayer money to fund another coup in Venezuela. But this time they got Joe Biden in charge who know how to get that shit done. Because Joe Biden was looking at Trump like he's a fucking amateur. He's like, bro, you can't even get a coup done. You can't even squash a protest. Me and Obama, we squashed protests like it was nothing. Standing Rock Ferguson. And he was looking at Trump like, you're an amateur. And they was campaigning. And when they was campaigning, Joe Biden was attacking Trump from the right on law enforcement. He was asked about Black Lives Matter. He said, do you agree with Black Lives Matter? And Joe Biden quite literally said, I agree with the police. And I'm like, bro, do you guys see this? You guys see this massive open... I wouldn't call it patrol because we know who Joe Biden is, but based on what you guys were training you so fast, are you kidding me? And they will continue to prop him up at the lesser two evil. Meanwhile, my whole point I was making my tweet that blew up yesterday, where I was like, it's healthy to hate your oppressors, and then if you want to call someone the lesser two evils because they impacted your community, at the end of it, that's self-hate. So guess what? You have white progressives sheep herding and telling people they gotta vote for a guy who did more damage to the black community more than anyone. And I'm not saying that Trump is good, because my argument has always been that Trump and Joe Biden are similar. So I'm like, why would we join forces? Why would we spend any iota of our time advocating for him or advocating for Trump, by the way? It made no sense to either way. I feel like we should take our time to destroy the two-party duopoly in any way we have, any method we have to do that. So I don't put too much power into our vote, but imagine if we had a third party. Let's say we had two of them. The Green Party. We had the NPP. Hell, I even take the Libertarian. We all give 5%. They get federal funding. Imagine we get one of them on the debate stage. You chip away at the influence that the two-party system has. It's a long-term project, but that's a better position than we are at right now, where they are openly crushing the left. You have Larry Summers, who's Joe Biden's economic advisor, who was fighting against the $2,000 checks. That's the people that's in the ear of Joe Biden. And they were dragged to the left on this issue. And then, no matter what Joe Biden said, he was asked about the issue of the $2,000 check. He walked away and pretended he was for it. You can't say you're for it when your vice president, as she's still acting as a senator, she voted to override $2,000 checks in defense of the NDAA. And you got to send money, so that's what other way I can interpret it as them signing on to that? So what's in that bill? $500 million to Israel. Once again, that was Kamala Harris. This is why the Democrat Party love her. She's a stand, and she is loyal to the Democrat Party talking points on foreign policy regarding Israel, regarding Venezuela, all this stuff. So I tweet out something that is a very simple observation to anyone that can see. I'm like, what you see with the United States escalating with Iran, I don't see that really changing under Joe Biden, because when has U.S. foreign policy drastically changed between presidents? Because when George Bush got in office, Barack Obama ran as anti-war. He ran as a guy who was going to get us out of the wars. He got inside, and he literally doubled down on George Bush policies and increased it to two wars to 7. Donald Trump ran as an outsider, and he pretended he was against the Iraq war, but he wasn't. I need to take a drink. I'm going off. But he ran out as an outsider, but he really wasn't. He was always part of the club. He always was a donor. He was already part of the ruling class. That's why I said it never makes sense to me when people pretend Trump was anti-establishment. Like he wasn't inside like that. He was a Clinton donor. How you a Clinton donor and people pretend you're anti-establishment? That shit make no sense to me. But then he ran as an anti-war. And he always act like he's gonna take troops out of Afghanistan, even though he actually bombed Afghanistan more than any other president in their first term. You guys know that. So people who pretend he's anti-war, you're largely mistaken. You are literally just peddling lies. It doesn't make sense to me. So when I see the foreign policy of Trump, it's literally the same thing on Obama, but he ramped up the bombing. He took away regulations that caused them to report on civilian drone strike deaths. His drone strike deaths was so high that his administration lobbied to make it so they don't have to report it no more, and they got it done. And you want to tell? And I see people on the level like, Trump is, he actually kind of anti-establishment. I prefer him to win. Like, no, I didn't make that argument. That's not my argument. My argument is that we should destroy two-party duopoly. Let the rich liberals, the rich conservatives, dumb conservatives, dumb liberals, they can decide who's the leader as far as I'm concerned. Let's make local grassroots change. So I'm on the board of National Ranked Choice Voting. I'm one of the co-founders of 10 Demands, a police abolition grassroots activism group. So this is the kind of local activism we should do so the left can grow power. Direct ballot initiatives. That's the way forward for the left, because Missouri is a deep red state. And Claire McCaskill, liberals act like she's the bomb, but Claire McCaskill sucks. Claire McCaskill lost to Josh Hawley, the fascist, when the year that medical marijuana got approved on our ballot. And she ran as an anti-marijuana candidate, as a Democrat. So she ran to the right of the Republican voter base in Missouri. In Missouri, we voted to expand Medicaid. Every time you put these issues to the ballot, like you have the vast majority of the American people that are brainwashed by corporate media, but they still have decent instincts. Like if you ask them a basic questions, like even someone who watched Fox News or MSNBC or CNN, you ask them like, hey, do you think you should give old people more money for their medicine? They'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Because people are not stupid. The proletariat is not stupid. The working classes, they generally know what's in the best interest when the options are presented in a fair way. So when you present ballot initiatives, you have Missouri that was ban Medicaid, even though we are a far right state. They agreed on medical marijuana, even though we are a far right state. So this is the kind of stuff that we need to do to get ranked choice voting move forward. Because like people got upset because ranked choice voting lost the ballot initiative, and I think it's New Hampshire, if I remember right. But you guys know there's local activists that are still doing work to get that done. Let me see if I can find the clip so you guys know what I'm talking about. But Nancy Pelosi being elected as speaker, I can go through some tweets. I'm like really behind the chat. We're banging today. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a follow, subscribe. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm gonna go. I just wanted to go live to give you guys my initial takes on what's going on today. Let's see. Clyde said people need to stop watching sheepdogging fake left operatives like TYT, the Majority Report, and Pac-Man. I mean, I like to watch multiple progressive media outlets, and like I like to get a lot of different point of views. But it's funny, people always say, listen to people of color, listen to women, listen to all this stuff. But then if you look at the most popular YouTube pages, it's all white dudes. I'm not mad. I'm saying it's just kind of interesting. It's funny. Gianna said, yeah, you're on point. Thank you. Hopefully you guys enjoy and watch Richard Matters. Yeah, me and Richard, we agree mostly on politics. I don't know why he necessarily don't follow me anymore, but he's my homie. He pretty much put pretty good content out there. TYT also promoted Warren as a true progressive. Please. That was Sugar on YouTube said. Yeah, I can never forgive anyone who propped up Elizabeth Warren, because I was one of the people that was active on the left that was like, why would anyone consider Elizabeth Warren for even 2 seconds over Bernie Sanders? Anyone who even pretend that they are even in the same sphere of consideration, you are doing nothing but hurting our movement. And they use Elizabeth Warren to siphon votes from Bernie Sanders in the primary, and that's why she stayed in post Super Tuesday. So if you're one of the people, aka TYT, who propped up Elizabeth Warren, you're directly responsible for that. You're part of the PSYOP to get people to think that Elizabeth Warren is the same tier as Bernie Sanders. Do you guys remember that Cenk Uygur and Kyle Kalinske actually had a serious debate on their show where Cenk Uygur was arguing on behalf of Elizabeth Warren? They were like, who do you think is better, Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders? And I saw the title, and I was like, this has to be clickbait. But no, Cenk Uygur was legitimately arguing. I mean, to give him credit, to be 100% fair, TYT did back Bernie Sanders at the end of the day. But by even doing that segment, you are granting the error of legitimacy that the mainstream media, the corporate media establishment, and the Democrats wanted. They wanted people to think that Warren was the same as Bernie Sanders when they wasn't even in. I wouldn't even consider Elizabeth Warren a leftist. Center left is very, very generous, because you can't be a progressive, you can't be a leftist if you're a standard Democrat on foreign policy. She cheered on the Venezuelan coup. She voted for Trump's military budgets. She voted for Trump's trade deal. She was silent on Standing Rock. Like, these are key issues that define where you're standing at a human rights level. Like, it's very easy to be like, oh yeah, I think we should go after Wall Street. That's easy. Anyone can say they get votes. But where you actually stand when you're actually going against power. And Elizabeth Warren never stand against power. She sold out our movement in 2016 so she can be Hillary Clinton VP. And what happened this year? She got the same offer. The person that she got into politics as an opposition to Joe Biden, because Joe Biden was a corporate sellout, and because he was a Delaware senator, he was pretty much a corporate shill. He bragged about being one of the Senate's most conservative Democrats. He was bought out by the credit card companies. So Elizabeth Warren got her entry into politics opposing Barack Obama and Joe Biden from the far right point of view on economics when it comes to the Wall Street bailouts and come out through regulation and their opposition to her Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So she entered politics as an opposition to Joe Biden, but during the whole course of the race, she didn't land a glove. She don't touch Joe Biden. She pretends he's a great guy. She shakes his hand, but then she smears Bernie Sanders as a sexist and refuse to shake his hand. And you guys pretend that she's a good actor. They still pretend that they're good actors. They still pretend. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me. So anyone who propped up Warren is somewhat complicit in that, as far as I'm concerned, because it was obvious she was because what happened? She wasn't attacking Joe Biden. She wasn't attacking Kamala Harris. She wasn't attacking anyone. But who did she go after? She went after Mike Bloomberg. Why did she go after Mike Bloomberg? She went after Mike Bloomberg because Mike Bloomberg was stealing from Joe Biden and his support in South Carolina and key swing states he needed to win. So Elizabeth Warren, who had a hands-off policy regarding almost all the anyone in the race, she attacks the two people that Joe Biden needed to win. She attacks Bernie Sanders, smears him as a secret sexist, and then she attacks Mike Bloomberg, which People gave her props for attacking Bloomberg. It was a great line of attack, but you gotta realize she attacked him for a reason, and she attacked him to propel Mike Bloomberg. That's who Elizabeth Warren is, and you gotta realize I was saying this loud. I was loud about this, and people got upset with me. They were like, "How can you not like Elizabeth Warren? You're unreasonable," and I laid out exactly why. Right? I give her props because she did vote against the COVID relief package. I end on that one high note for her. I give people props when they do the right thing. But she be on the wrong side of progressive history, and the fact that she tanked Bernie Sanders' campaign, she need to do stuff like that consistently for the rest of her career. Like, one thing is not, her doing one good thing is not going to be enough for me. I'm sorry behind the comments here. Can y'all hear them? I'm not trying to like silence anyone, but I can't hear anybody. I don't know, my Discord broken again. Can y'all hear them? I can't hear anybody. So let's go with some live reaction. You guys want to see the chaos that is my feed? People like, why you don't follow everyone back? Like, bro, I follow 7,000 people. Do you have no half any ideas how many people that is? My feed is incoherent. It's completely incoherent. So yeah, if I move that away. So I didn't like I said, I'm literally just doing this impromptu. So I didn't really plan anything. So like you see me, I'm setting this part up. Let's see what is everyone saying. Cause I already seen a little glimpse of my timeline. People are wild. Like my mentions are whack, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like people are like it's pretty insane. I already know I got a lot of people mad at me for saying this. Cory Bush changed her vote. The squad is a disorganized mess. We are on our own. I mean, I'm saying like we can't rely on these people because they're Democrats. At the end of the day, they're gonna do whatever best in their career. They will do good things. They will, like Rashid Tlaib voted against the COVID relief package, right? They will do good things like that every once in a while. And we gotta give them props when they do stuff like that. When LC and Rashid put the public banking bill. All right, fix your headset. Oh wait, let me fix this. At least they can't hear me. How can you guys not hear me? The folks in the stream talking to you can't hear us. So you guys hear us, you guys can't hear the others. See, Discord sucks. I'm gonna move on from Discord because I don't know why. Let me see if I can fix it some other way. I'm not quite sure why they can't hear you. So we can't hear you. So you guys can hear each other, but man. Oh well, sorry, but I wasn't planning on really doing a long stream today. I was just getting my live reaction. So hopefully we can probably organize something for next time. Cause I don't know how to fix this. I'm working with a guy who's gonna help me kind of be my producer in a way. Cause you guys know I need a producer. Like I got a shit ton of viewers in here right now. Maybe I should. I haven't tweeted. I only tweeted this out one time. That's the crazy part too. Like imagine if I actually ran another ad real quick. Cause this is actually the most viewers I had for a while. I'm good. They can hear me. It's just I gotta fix my Discord settings. I'm moving on from Discord. I currently have someone on consulting regarding increasing my production level because we are growing, especially for this year. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on Twitter. I hit over 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I'll continue my work. And my New Year's resolution this year. Let me mute this here. Come on. My goal was gain legitimacy as a citizen journalist, as an independent media, content producer. May sound cheesy, but I said my goal is high. Forgiving Chi has arrived. I was about to PM you. I was about to be heated. I was about to be heated because I'm like, where you at? I'm over here ranting and raving, doing an a live out of nowhere, live discussing and melting down about the floor, bro. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just tweeting my stream out a few times because the way the algorithm works on these platforms, they usually don't give any love to low content creators. All my people that watch this usually my Twitter homies, but I got a lot of people watching right now, so I want to get your guys' reactions in the chat. I know I missed a lot of the chat, but man, it's chaos right now. So let me see if I can get caught up. Vivi said, just so you know, I joined Twitch to watch this. Thank you, and hopefully you can watch regularly. I'm much more active as a streamer now. Jink was asking for getting $2 million. Don't have 20 million already. What? Yeah, they follow the money. Sugar said you are spot on with your analysis. Follow my Twitter, Socials MMA. That's where most people know me. If you wanna, unless I'm growing as a channel, so if you want to support my channel, let me know. Like I'm full back. I need to fix my Discord, but my Discord been acting up for a while, and I don't really have the power to host a group like this, especially on stream. I don't know what's going on. Like I'm literally in shambles. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to the chat. And I'm gonna go to see I want to see what Twitter is talking about. Like leave some interesting links in the comments for me. We 30 minutes in. Like I said, I'm literally I didn't have the plan to go live today, so we can do what, hour and a half or so. So I'm so behind on chat. I'm sorry if I missed a few of them. Burn deserves it. If he stopped being a bitch and start speaking up, they wouldn't keep disrespecting him. I think you guys having your conversation about leftist media there. The only real difference between AOC and Warren is that AOC talks shit on Twitter. Both do nothing in the seats. I was willing to give them a lot of benefit of doubt heading into the Biden administration because we haven't seen the squad under Democratic Party rule. And I was like, to be fair, they had to fight against Trump, and that was their position as politicians. But now, we're not seeing them challenge corporate and Democratic Party power at all. And the fact that they wasn't even organized on how they was going to challenge Pelosi one bit before forced to vote is like kind of concerning, isn't it? I need send a. I'm just gonna reply under some of my tweets because some of my tweets are blown up today, so I'm gonna just put my tweets under those. We cannot vote these motherfuckers out. That's what I'm saying. Like we literally can't vote these people out, bro. Like our leaders, and I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to be a doomer when I tweeted this, because I was like, if you thought 2020 was a giant L for the left, just wait. 2021 just got started. Let me put this up. Hopefully my stream doesn't act up. Look at this. Our leaders right now: Joe Biden for president, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker. I mean, I'm not being a doomer. I'm just speaking objective facts. We can't vote these motherfuckers out. We can't. Joe Biden was in office 45 years? He been in power. Steps down, was vacant during the Trump administration. Comes back, and the corporate media turns him into an electoral juggernaut. I want to fix this. I don't know. I think the problem, the main thing is, I remember last time I was having problems with this. I had to completely reset my Discord, and I don't want to do that while I'm on stream where everything get fucked up. That's the problem. But anyway, we live in the chat. I see you guys in the chat giving me hell. Let me see. Hopefully everyone can hear you. Can anyone hear me well? Also, as long as you guys can hear me well, at least. Forgiving G, come on, cuz. I know I need better equipment. We moving on up though. We have a plan for that, right? They don't even know our plan for 2021. Everyone's in here. Social Sienna, chat, Rocky Flame. Turning on Twitch notification for the channel helps. Yeah, hit the bell. Hit the bell. Turn notifications on. I can see every time I go live. I'll be live tomorrow. Like, you guys know that anyone who follows my channel know I usually don't stream on the weekends. But after today, I literally need to speak this out because I'm rage tweeting. I'm glad a lot of people can see my rage tweets, but I had to like spell this out. I had to spell this out so people know exactly what my position is. Because now, as a left wing movement, you can't blame people for not being that hot on electoral politics. Like, we can't get you to vote against someone who is really one of the most corrupt people in the world. Because the framing of this debate was, should we vote for Nancy Pelosi because whether she's progressive or not? And my framing was, I said we shouldn't vote for Nancy Pelosi because she's corrupt, because what she has enabled out of Donald Trump. Let me give a shout out to my good friend Lauren real quick because she be dropping some heat. Check this out. This is what she tweeted out. If I'm so clueless, tell me why Pelosi. This is what Pelosi done. She voted for NAFTA, USMCA. What's that again? Let's see. What exactly that stand for again? The United Mexico-Canada Trade Agreement. Okay, cool. Just checking. Trump's border wall, cages at the border, Trump's military budget. She's an advocate of cutting food stamps. Have you guys seen Nancy Pelosi's racist daughter, who was a strong advocate of cutting social programs, and then she ran racist propaganda, pretty much advocating the myth of welfare queens? That's Nancy Pelosi, and that's her kin. That's what she does. Cut food stamps, Patriot Act extension. So this is like the post Bernie Sanders left need to be hardcore Fourth Amendment advocates, hardcore First Amendment advocates. Second Amendment advocates. I don't like you guys know my complaint for the Second Amendment. You know, I'm not anti-gun, but the Second Amendment is kind of full of shit because it's not applicable. Like, there's no point in which we can stand up to tyranny. But I do think we should be pro Second Amendment. But I do think the Second Amendment is inherently a dumb amendment by the way it is written. Not because I'm anti-gun. I'm a leftist. I'm not anti-gun. I just think the Second Amendment is dumb. But anyway, we gotta be hardcore for these amendments here. Not impeaching Bush despite Bush agreeing no WMD existed. She admitted on camera. She admitted that she knew that Bush was lying. She was literally briefed on the torture program. So my whole thing is, how is it beyond the pale? How is it unreasonable for me to want my leaders to vote against this? So it's not like, we should vote against Nancy Pelosi because she agreed with us on Medicare for all or not. We should vote against her because she's corrupt. Like, we should have the Progressive Caucus is a myth and it's fake. And I'm talking about the Progressive Democratic Caucus where there's like 100 members. Everyone know that's bullshit. There's not 100 progressives. But if you look at the real ones, the actual squad, if you look at AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, incoming Mondale Jones, Cory Bush, all that, they're the real Progressive Caucus. If we can't get them to vote against Nancy Pelosi, if we can't get them to rally a group with these fake 100 progressives to get Barbara Lee to replace them, what's the point? What am I missing in the chat here? Yeah, we did get the smoke we did get the smoke battery fixed here. We working on that. Jackie trying to get me canceled in the chat again. I see you. We didn't have you on this week. Will you be streaming Tuesday, Nick? Rocky Flame. Yeah, I said we'll stream on Tuesday. How about me and Jackie? We go live. I want to get my friend Marie Francesca on Twitter. I want to get her on stream. She is an anti-establishment bomb thrower. And for giving Chi while you in the chat, going crazy, I'm gonna force you to go on my stream one day. I'm gonna expose you to everybody. I'd love to hear what she thinks on this. Who? Meg. Dude, I need to give this Discord to work, man. Shit's whack. Why didn't this work last time? I'm scared if I'm put something, I'm gonna mess it up. Like the last time this happened, I had to restart everything to get it to work, and I don't want to like mess the whole stream up. We don't have a progressive round. We can do a progressive roundtable tomorrow. Niggas silencing both women and blacks. Stop exposing me. I'm not gonna leak our DMs. I'm not gonna do. Well, wait. I'll make sure I don't do that. Actually, I'm like, nah. I'm good. I'm not gonna do that. Now I actually gotta make sure I don't do that. We did go through some more live news here. The chat is crazy right now. Come on, don't hashtag cancel Nick. We're not doing this today. Bro, y'all know I host progressive roundtables all the time. We did get a live table roundtable. We're gonna get this fixed. The problem is I decided to go live out in the middle of nowhere. I'm 40 minutes in. I said we're gonna do an hour. I got like 20 minutes in. I owe you guys. I might do some extra time, but I wasn't ready to host a roundtable. I'm not silencing women. Jackie. Help with being silenced. I already see the attack ass coming up. Been a while, fly tie. Sort of miss being on Twitter. Says Scott Bloom. What's up, my homie? Let me know who you are. I don't know you by that name. But I appreciate you watching my stream. I appreciate everyone watching my stream. Help me build my channel this year, man. I got a lot of growth that happened since I started streaming in September, and we got a pretty crazy stream. Get Thea Ballerina on. Yeah, I have to get Thea on. She's one of my favorite Twitter pages to follow. We pretty much on the same level. We stay on the same energy level. Should I just tweet the stream out again? Discussing our theories about why the squad didn't vote as one block against about the squad voting for Pelosi and their disorganization. People get so mad, but I feel like people are understanding now that we can't hold politicians above a pedestal. I'm gonna just send this link out. We are having a great live right now. I put the YouTube link out. Get some more people on my YouTube. We got 80 people watching on YouTube, which is really good. I don't understand why any volume not coming out of Discord. Cause I get volume coming out of everything else except Discord. So.
What? Hi?
Hey, so
hello?
Wait. Hey, so that was actually lit. What just happened right now? Because my Discord just kind of crashed. You know, where crash comes back, and now I can hear you guys. Now they did that. How lucky is that?
Hey, what's up?
We've been talking this whole time.
I know. I've been reading the chat, so now I'm saved. We got Mark in the chat now too. We got all the homies, but now I'm saved because now my Discord, like that's how stupid my system here works. That's why y'all like the onus is on you guys to help me grow my channel so I can have better equipment because my Discord just crashed, and now I can hear you guys. So, how you guys doing?
So weird.
What were you guys talking about? You guys better not been talking about how I'm back the whole time.
No, we're just bitching about Discord.
Yeah, Discord work Discord sucks. I'm gonna move on to Google Hangouts or something starting next week. Like we stepping up to the next level from now on at the progressive martial art media empire here. Because I got Mark. I want to bring him on too. I didn't figure it out. They were like, yeah, Nick figured it out. No, I didn't. My system crashed. My system crashed and then restarted, and now we can hear him. That's literally what happened.
That is so weird.
Forget what you said, Nick. Half your stream is you trying to figure out shit with your technology. So what's the idea of producer? And that's what I'm working on that right now. Carlos was on stream. He's really gone foreign policy. I'm glad I have someone. Like, I can talk foreign policy for giving she, but she's so damn shy. I can't get her ass on the stream. But I'm gonna force her to come on one day. But I'm good. I'm glad that I can have someone I can talk to foreign policy with, and he said he can help me out because he's really good at setting up a good stream and all that kind of stuff. So, forget what you said, Mark is low-key unhinged, and I love it. You guys know I have the most unhinged guests on my show. That's what we do. I'm a citizen journalist. Like, the people that people are shy to get a mic to because they don't have, like, a era of legitimacy, I'm like, go ahead, speak on my show. I don't care. I want the crazier the better. I have people.
Hockey Flame. Meg and Sienna freed themselves.
Yes.
Yep.
Free.
I'm pretty sure you guys hacked my. I'm pretty sure you guys hacked my Discord and made this happen. I'm pretty sure that what happened here.
Yes.
Oh wait, I'm supposed to
It
tweet.
was a conspiracy. We
Yes.
conspired against you.
I see y'all. I wish I was good enough with technology and stuff like that. So chilling. Well, what I was just about to say, I'm about to tweet this out and then my whole thing crashed. So I'm saying live now with comrades. Then I want to see what I'm missing now because I know I've been live for 45 minutes, and that's a long time based on what's going on today. It's a very long time.
No one could hear us.
Today, they can hear us now, so we good. So all I had to do is wait for my Discord to crash and everything will start working again. That's my plan from now on.
So let's start with, since Sienna's been here the longest, Sienna, I want to know how you feel about what happened today with the speaker vote.
I'm in shock. Honestly.
I mean, I came in today with low expectations.
I was
But the problem,
hoping Corey would be one of the good ones, and then no.
The problem with today is the fact that how up and down it was as a day. Like that, if it
was a roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly. It was a roller coaster. That's why I'm not deleting none of my tweets. Because I was like, I was super high, like, yeah, Cory Bush vote against us. Yeah, we fuck with Cory Bush now. Cory Bush, my homie, hell yeah. And that was like AOC vote against us. Like, yeah, I always believed in you, AOC. I always believed. And then she voted. Then they all changed their votes. I'm like, oh fuck, I knew it. This is why we can't. This is why we can't get our stocks too much in partisan politics. Partisan politics is a clown show. Our path forward as a left. And that's why I'm a board member of Break the Duopoly, breaktheduopoly.org, National Ranked Choice Voting, because I think, like, without ranked choice voting, we don't have a third party. Like, people always like, yeah, we gotta support third party. We gotta vote Green Party. We gotta support the People Party. Like, how are you gonna get that accomplished with our current voting system right now? Like, you realize we have two of the worst candidates of all time. And Joe Biden and Donald Trump, like, they found a way to get someone worse than Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden worse than Hillary Clinton, as far as I'm concerned. And then third party in this election only had 2%, and that's me rounding up. I'm combining everyone's number. Like, Green Party actually was like 0.5% at the end of the day. And so we have an election where we have two candidates that have been credibly accused of rape. We have two war criminals, and only 2% of the American people voted against the war criminal rapist. And you guys think we didn't get third party power without ranked choice voting? So yeah, force the vote for Medicare for all was great. It was a great idea, but let's get like some action moved on direct ballot initiatives like ranked choice voting. Because people got upset because ranked choice voting took a L in New Hampshire on the ballot initiative, but they're actually local activists. I was going to cover this on my live tomorrow, so this would be like a preview. So there was actually activists that want to get that move forward, on-rank soldiers voting. So there's actually, it's not dead in that state. And that's why these initiatives, that's why doing stuff like force to vote is important. Because when you start the process of getting votes, when you start the process of getting people engaged on an issue, that's when you actually make change. That's how you actually get left power. That's how we get. That's the only way we have right now. Because the two-party duopoly, the two-party partisan games, this is a mess. Like the most charitable interpretation of what happened today is the squad is massively disorganized. Right? So, assuming A1 is great, good faith actors, which I like to assume, because I like these people. As like, there's some people like, oh, I hate. Yeah. I think AOC is cheesy. I think AOC is lame. I think they're a bunch of tryhard. I'm like, I don't agree with that actually. My criticism is actually substantive. I actually like when I listen to AOC, Cory Bush, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar especially. I find them to be very charming people. I find them to be very likable people. So when I go after them, I don't take any pleasure in doing that. I'm doing that because I disagree with them on strategy. So even if I am being very nice, you guys are very bad at organizing and strategizing. Because how do you not have Barbara Lee ready as the opposition to Nancy Pelosi? We've been calling for this since 2018. I remember because I was disappointed for Barbara Lee. Since 2018, we was like, yo, Barbara Lee over Nancy Pelosi, Barbara Lee over Nancy Pelosi. And now you guys want me to believe that you guys are like, oh, no one thought about that. We've been saying this for years. Like, you guys haven't been listening. And people are like, oh, you've been too hard on them. No, I'm never too hard on politicians. I treat them the same level you got to treat customer service workers. That's the only difference. Because you guys should have an active challenge already. Because Nancy Pelosi, I pulled up Lauren's tweet, spoiling her horrible record. But at the end of the day, she was playing politics with people's lives this year. When she wasn't agreeing with relief packages because she wanted Donald Trump to get hurt. That's who Nancy Pelosi is. How is it? I made my pitch earlier this stream. How is it unreasonable for us to have a progressive group rally against her? That's not unreasonable because this is what we invested in for the last 5 years. 5 years, we have grassroots activists donating their hard-fought money. You had Canvas. I quit my job in Canvas with Bernie Sanders, multiple states. You have people going above and beyond for the politicians, moving out of state, canvassing for them, donating their money because they're not taking corporate money. AOC is literally she shattered A1 in Congress in fundraising for her election. That's a story that the mainstream media didn't want to cover. Because they didn't want to paint how popular AOC actually is. So people think that we donate all this money to AOC, but it's unreasonable for us to ask them to oppose someone who is as awful as Nancy Pelosi. What? How is that unreasonable? Let me get to the mic, man. I'm sorry, maybe get to some of the comments. They're getting deleted. I'm so behind. I got you guys. Gina said, yo, if you ever want to talk about the military-industrial complex, I'm down. I worked at many of these imperialist companies, and I am now a flaming lefties. Man, what I need to do now, I need to get a calendar. I need to get all you guys booked because I would love to talk to anyone who has extensive knowledge about military-industrial complex, foreign policy, and all that stuff. Because the thing I cover on my channel that I'm trying to make people want to watch my show is I cover human rights violations. I covered the human rights violations of our police forces, of ICE, DHS, of foreign policy. Because this is something that MLK and a lot of our leftist leaders, like Frederick Hampton, advocate strongly throughout the entirety of their political activism. So my whole thing I'm pitching, I got a piece I'm working on right now that's going to be released here soon. Think Black Americans, and this is what the youth blacks they're already doing right now. We need to go back to our revolutionary roots. And if you're not going after foreign policy, you're not going after U.S. imperialism, you're missing a giant piece of the puzzle. So people who get mad when we criticize AOC and the squad for being weak on Venezuela, when people get mad when we criticize Bernie Sanders on being weak on Julian Assange, when we criticize people for not taking an anti-imperialist stance enough, you guys gotta understand that's the next step for the U.S. left, in my opinion. And that's why I was really happy this year because in 2020, Bernie Sanders actually picked up his foreign policy platform. He picked up his foreign. He was really active in standing up for the Palestinian people. And even then, like if you look at his foreign policy improvements, how he say he want to change our foreign policy into one where we focus on defeating climate change, because that's what we have to do. Because if you have a foreign policy without cutting at least 50% of our military budget, you're not serious about climate change. Like people saying that Joe Biden believes in science. You gotta vote for Joe Biden because he believes in fighting climate change. You gotta understand, if you're not for cutting the military budget by at least 50%, you are not serious about fighting climate change. The U.S. military is the world's largest polluter. We pollute more than 140 countries combined. So you want to say you want to fight climate change, but you want to fund the military more, like Kamala Harris believes when she voted against a 10% military budget decrease? So Bernie Sanders was asking nicely, like, oh, can we cut 10%? And we were like, bitch, it's not even enough. People were like, I'm not going to attack Bernie Sanders because he's doing the right thing. Kamala Harris was like, no, we can't even have 10% off. You guys talking about you're serious about climate change? So Bernie Sanders, what he said he wanted a foreign policy that focused on fighting climate change instead of having a foreign policy that pushing war. That alone, fuck everything other policy. I think that alone should have won him the primary. Are you kidding me? Like that alone should have won him the fucking primary. And people wonder why I don't consider this Democratic coalition that voted for the warmongers to be our friends and our allies. We should build our own opposition. We should focus on, once again, local activism to get left policies accomplished and done. Right? Let's see what I'm missing. I'll go on my long spills and I'll be missing comments. But there's that.
Jackie chat saying a calendar. Are you sure you can have that kind of technology name?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Forgive me, she said AOC is an imperialist, bro. Yeah, this is something I was always hoping that we could push AOC left on, because she has her foreign policy record is not the greatest. I don't think, like, the thing is, I don't think actually, yeah, you never know, man, because her answer on Julian Assange recently was really very disheartening. But I'm not gonna make this an AOC roast stream. But forgive me, she said. Let me just say that AOC is a career. She's a so y'all about to make this an AOC roast stream. Cyril said AOC is a career. She is a fraud. She does not care about working people, in my opinion. I still hope we can push them left on other issues. She's not gonna challenge party leadership. I mean, my thing is, I'm like, dude, these next few weeks is gonna be a bloodbath. You guys think infighting was bad the last few weeks? Bro, you're gonna have the privileged left, the people who love electoral politics. They're gonna be spending a ton of time tone policing the absolute rage. I'm not gonna do that. That's why I'm reading your guys' comments. I mean, I don't care about tone policing. Get mad, be mad, show your anger. At the end of the day, LC makes what, $180,000 a year. She's okay. She's strong. Like, she'd be okay at the end of the day. They're ruling class. She's taken care of. She got millions and millions of followers on Twitter. She is beloved.
It's a shame too.
And she does good work locally. Based on seeing, she does good work organizing locally with constituents in the COVID crisis. So I think people should bring that up, because I read a good article. I covered that on my show, how LC actually worked with a lot of constituents to organize aid in her community. So you gotta be honest. So I'll shit on LC for what she doesn't do good, but you gotta give her props for that too. But I'm not here to stand, or I'm not here to prop up anyone. That's what my channel is about. What do you think, Meg? I'll give you the floor here while I read some of the comments.
So, yeah, I mean, I have quite a bit to say.
Yeah, go ahead. Rant and rave. We'd love to hear it.
I definitely agree with you on the points about, like, because I used to be, a big, TYT, David Pakman, TMBS. I still watch it from time to time because I want to hear what they're saying. And, I mean, I totally agree with you. Like, they have become very much more kind of pushing and trying to protect the squad and all these different things. One thing I will say that I do agree with them on, that we do need to kind of get our shit together about, is we have to learn the freaking rules.
Yeah.
You can't break the rules until you know the rules. And that's one of the problems that I have with a lot of, like, today was going to go exactly as it did. It was never going to go differently. We know that.
Yeah. Like,
we can push and push and push. It was never going to go differently.
It was fun while it lasted, though.
And I know, right? But that's one of the problems with electoralism. Like, we don't, like, I don't know how many of us actually know how it works to be in Congress. So, I mean, I'm someone who I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Do I think that the squad and are traitors? No, I don't. I don't think that.
Yeah.
Do I think
I don't go that
we
far
need to
either.
push them harder? Like, do I think we need to push them harder? Yeah. Should we primary them? Maybe. To say, like, hey, no, you work for us. Get it straight. We're not...
That's on
we
point.
did not send
On
you
point.
there. Yeah, we did not send you there to play patty cakes with Pelosi. You know we didn't send you there to play patty cakes with Pelosi. Like, we all cheered you on that very first day you were in Congress protesting in front of Pelosi's office. So what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And, I mean, I understand that, you know, there are rules that they have to abide by. And I just posted in your Discord a link to, it was in these times, they just posted a piece about how the CPC now has new rules about how they need to vote as a block. And hopefully maybe that will actually give them the strength to become a left Tea Party. Maybe. We'll see. We have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. But we have to kind of understand what is going on. But yeah, we need an inside-outside game. We need to be pushing them to do what we want them to do, but also give them enough space to, you know, tell us, okay, we hear you guys, but here's what has to happen first. It's like, and I completely understand that. If we have to get rules changes, if we have to get, you know, these things like PAYGO, whatever is going on, like, okay, great, but work with us. Don't shut us down and punch down on us. This is something that a couple of us kept on talking about yesterday with some people about AOC's, you know, tone. This is violence tweet. It's like, okay, yes, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I do believe that is violence, but it's justifiable violence. Because you are in a position of power. We are punching up at you. There's a difference between punching up and punching down. You are punching down.
Right.
We are punching up. So yes, can you perceive it as violence? Yes. But guess what? You are the powerful person in this situation, not Jimmy. So get it straight.
Yeah, that's well said. You got anything you want to add to that, Sienna?
I'm just gonna go on my own little rant here. Like,
we all about rants here. We are venting today. That's what we're doing today.
The Corey vote really hurt because it's like we expected Corey to go in as a fighter, and when she turns around and votes for Pelosi, and it's like cool. We had hope for you, but yes, you just want to throw that away. Okay, yes.
Rain Sama on YouTube said, climate change or not, I think we should slash the military spending heavily. Yep, I agree. That's once again, I think being anti-imperialist is the next step for the post-Bernie Sanders left. My thing is there's so many arguments on why we should do that, and the Democratic Party, who like to pretend they are the party of climate change, they don't support very common sense policies like cutting the military budget. Because Green Party, their platform, this is why I vote for them, the platform says they should cut the military budget by 70%. And I remember when I first saw it, I was like, damn, what? Then I looked into the reason, and they're like, yeah, you can't, we're the world's largest polluter. And I looked into that, and that was true, and I tweeted that out. And then I covered it on my show multiple times because I think that's important for people to know. The battle for climate change is a multi-front battle. Like, we gotta lower emissions, and there's multiple ways in which we have to do that. And if you're not taking every single way, and because this is the point I also made on one of my videos before, everyone mostly agrees that climate change is a real thing. Mostly everyone agrees with that. The difference between someone who actually is a climate change denier and someone who actually believes in climate change, someone who actually want to make the moves necessary to fight climate change. So even conservatives are like, yeah, climate change is real, but they don't think anything it's gonna do. They don't think we should actually destroy our economy to address it because they think it's just a natural cycle and they think we should just deal with it. That's the conservative position. Democrats are like, yeah, we believe climate change is a real thing, but we're gonna still keep fracking as a thing. We're still gonna fund the largest polluter and give them more money. So my whole thing is they all climate change deniers. They like Joe Biden policy doesn't reach the scientists' expectations of lowering emissions before 2030. And even if you look at his policy, I don't believe you for 1 second, because how can you actually believe in climate change if you are opposing the Green New Deal? Because the only way we can actually fight climate change is if we actually completely restructure our entire society and way our economy works. Because if we don't do that, and this is what neoliberals and conservatives don't understand, if you don't do that, it will cost us more money in the long term, right? Exactly. So that's the argument, and that's how we gotta frame it. So if we frame it that way, and if you really believe that to your core, like I do, you can't settle for less. Like you can't settle for a president that still want to frack. You still can't settle for someone who picked someone in the EPA who had took in fossil fuel money, who had money and stocks in fossil fuel companies, and John Kerry, who advocated for offshore drilling, who's obviously against the Green New Deal, who for fracking. He's Joe Biden climate czar. How that makes sense? Like we are surrounded by people who are deeply unserious, but they tweet out they are pro science. Drew Babe said the squad is a label retroactively applied to a bunch of individuals who are shared politics, and then the comment got deleted. But y'all see what you're saying? I saw someone who made a tweet today that was saying the squad is pretty much. It's PR for AOC. Like that's pretty much what it is, and that's why they were doing the vote. That's why they voted the way they did at first. So AOC can vote no, but then the people who voted yes, who doesn't take as much heat, like Rashid Tlaib usually don't take too much heat. Ilhan Omar usually doesn't take too much heat. So they vote for Pelosi, while AOC vote no. That was their plan at first. But then once it became inevitable that they had to vote for Nancy Pelosi or Kevin McCarthy, they said fuck it. We all gotta go. We all gotta stand for Pelosi because we were deeply disorganized.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Like they should have had, and that just proves to you that they never were intentional in any of that. Because if they were prepared to fight back against Pelosi, they would have had someone ready to go to say, okay. When this first round, we're gonna back Barbara Lee. We should be back Pramila Jayapal or Pocan, whoever. But have someone who you have ready, especially Barbara Lee. Because she was someone that I saw a tweet a little while ago, as someone said, "Oh yeah, Barbara Lee didn't vote for Pelosi first round because Pelosi told her, well, you have to wait till I retire." It's like, fuck you. Then I'm not voting for you this round. If that's the case, have someone ready to go. At least be willing to challenge. And
they should have been working on this from day one.
Exactly. And honestly, they need to be ready to go in 2022 if they expect us to keep backing them. It's like, okay, fine, you're not going to do it this time? Well, then you had better damn well be ready in 2022.
Well said.
Yeah, I agree.
Well said.
Sure, it didn't happen this time around, but if you want us to continue supporting you, you need to come back around in the next 2 years.
Yeah. You have 2 years to smarten up.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay, you want us to come back and support you for real? You need to show us that you're that you want it, that you want our support.
Yeah. So it's I understand why they did it. If they truly felt like they had no other alternative. But guess what? Now you have 2 years. Get your shit together. Otherwise, we're gonna find someone else who will. Straight up.
I mean, I'm for everyone being open to be primary from the left. I mean, if you try primary AOC, probably good chance you're gonna get crushed. But I mean, why not? I'm not opposed to open that dialogue. That's why
I don't. For a party person.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a Green or an MPP person.
100.
Have we're building up these other parties. Okay, well then we need to have. Maybe this is one of the reasons why we can't be supporting the Democratic Party anymore, and just saying you know what? Because even if they are in the party, they are going to go along with the party. I mean, just like at the Progressive Caucus. Now, because of their new rules, they have to vote with the caucus 2/3 of the time.
Exactly.
So if you have to go with your party that frequently, well, if you're an independent, you have a bit more freedom. You don't have to go with the caucus. So maybe it is time that we say, okay, well then we're not going to keep focusing on trying to rebuild the Democratic Party. We're going to come in from the outside and force you left that way.
I mean, I think we should take all our shots.
You're moving
so that's a good
left
idea.
one way or another. You're moving left one way or another.
The king of town said, "Hey, bro, just found out about this from your tweet. Had to subscribe immediately. Love the work you did in the primaries. Continue to do. Thank you." And that's why I said I'm gonna start advertising more because it's funny because literally every time I stream, people always say, "I didn't know you had a YouTube." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like advertising that much, but I gotta do what I gotta do." I'm glad you guys enjoying, and I got a pretty good lively chat and lively stream going today. So I'm glad that you guys are appreciating this. I know the production isn't perfect. We're doing what we had to do. I'm not bourgeoisie. Streaming is usually a very privileged thing to do. I just got a lot of time. I was better than I used to be because I used to just have my tablet and I would post like my 15-minute rants on YouTube. That's how I got started. So from then and from the time I started streaming in September, I think I've grown a lot. So let's just keep the momentum going. And if you're enjoying the chat, it's only gonna get better because I got a lot of fire things I'm working on in 2021. Some things I can't even talk about. So just keep supporting my channel, watch me grow. Because it wasn't for COVID, I had a lot of plans, but 2021 is gonna be lit, and I appreciate all the support. Thank you, Electrodynamics, for the great comment as well. He said, "Love you, man. Thank you for being a powerful voice on left." Appreciate you guys. I learned mostly from like why I had to bring Meg on as well.
Glad to finally be here.
Yeah, I always gotta bring and like I said, I want to have Mary Francesca on, and a few other. Yeah, I talked to her and I was like, man, I definitely talk to her because she's a bomb thrower for real. She's one of the people that
she's fire.
Yeah, she's one of the people that go on your timeline and drag your ass to the left. I love it.
She's fire. Can't wait to see that.
That's why I have people like Jackie and Rome, and I want to get Rome. I want to talk to him. I want to get him back on the stream. Been a while because he used to be a regular on Black Rose Brigade, a series I was doing with Black leftists for a while. I'm gonna bring that back soon on this year. But like I said, I've been changing. Like people who've been following my channel for a while, I've been changing my production and what I've been doing because it's been. Like I said, I don't have like a studio or anything yet, so we're working on that. We need to get there eventually.
You need to get Erica back on too to talk about what she's been doing in her community because when they did the vote the other day, she was live streaming on her channel, and when Braun voted no for that vote. Like she was crying because she was so excited because she worked her ass off.
Yeah, she's the real deal. Erica is the real deal.
$1,000.
I talked to her and Savvy a few times on my show. And those some of my favorite episodes. She's the real deal when it comes to organizing. Yeah, and it's been pretty cool to see her. I've seen her grow from a time when she had like 1,000 or so followers. Now she's like this mega. Titan of a voice on the left, so it's been super satisfying to see that. We kind of had our riots this same year. I saw like we kind of both grew our following, and now she's killing the game as a streamer. Okay, and I'm still working on that, but she's a very she like really motivational the way she tweets while she talks about her activism and stuff. So let's. Cause I'm like, I remember she was tweeting out, like I was talking to her, I was talking to her, and I remember she was talking about her activism when she was protesting and acting as a medic during the George Floyd protest. I'm like, damn, my ass want to drive down there and do something. So that's kind of the effect that people like her has on the left. So like the real deal organizers.
Every time I hear her talk, I get inspired. I'm like, oh, I want to do that, and I want to learn how to do that because I'm terrible at getting out there. Like, I am not I have bad social anxiety, so I don't like going to that stuff. But
Everyone
she
plays a
makes me
role.
want to.
Yeah, exactly.
She makes me want to, and especially the way that she was able to go door to door and get her neighbors to sign to say, you know what, we're not going to vote for you if you oppose the $2,000 stimulus check, and that got her senator to move on that. Like, she inspires me, and I want to learn how to do that too.
Yeah, and that's one of the most satisfying things I got when I took my journey down to South Carolina, because that was my reason why I did that, because I'm here in 2016. I was so delusional. I'm like, man, no one like fucking Hillary Clinton. There's no way Bernie Sanders will lose to Hillary Clinton. And I didn't really do much in 2016 in terms of organizing and trying to help Bernie win. And this time I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way I'm not going all in this election because how much it means. So I remember when I was canvassing, I was posting my stories on my Twitter at the time. And I remember I had people that reached out to me and said, because your tweets got me hyped, and I started canvassing because of what you're doing. When people said that was, that is the kind of stuff I want to do, and that's why I was really upset that COVID hit, because I had a lot of plans. If it wasn't for COVID, I had plans with a lot of mutuals I know on Twitter to travel with them and canvass with them. Like, I'm looking at Nina's campaign and what they're doing. I'm like, man, I wish I can canvass for Nina Turner and keep that level of energy in. And once again, I call myself a citizen journalist because that's really what I want to promote. I want to talk to people in the street and see what they're thinking, because that's mostly when I blew up, because I was talking to people in South Carolina, I was talking to people in Iowa, and I was on Twitter. I was telling people literally what I saw on the street, and a lot of it was debunking the mainstream media narrative, because mainstream media narrative was, black voters don't like Bernie Sanders. I'm like, bro, no, I'm literally talking to these people, and a lot of these people don't know who. A lot of these people, it's a shocking amount of people who didn't even know who Bernie was. Like, I was living in South Carolina, like, yeah, I'm African Bernie Sanders. Like, whoa, who's that? You must really like him if you're doing all this for him. I'm like, I'm literally like shocked, 'cause based in our community, like based on people who follow politics like daily, like the idea of someone not knowing who Bernie Sanders is insane. But look at the media that they're surrounded by. A lot of these people I'm with, they have very low speed internet. Or I had some communities where they didn't have internet at all. Like, they didn't have internet at all. They didn't know who Bernie was because they got nothing but corporate media. And then with the news they do get from Bernie, they get nothing but the red coat shit from Chris Matthews, Central Park, that kind of shit. That's what they think. Damn, the Fraud Squad is trending. Are you kidding me?
Oh God.
Oh shit. Let me see. Hold on. I'll break that down for a second. Let's see what that is. Pelosi trending. Yeah. Let me see. Let me check on my feed.
Oh my God! Did you see President Pelosi trending?
Oh, I didn't click it. I couldn't click it. I couldn't do it.
No.
I literally couldn't do it.
I mean, and the whole idea was that because of Trump's whole election fraud thing, and saying that, oh well, you know, if I don't concede, then I can postpone Biden.
It is trending.
President. It's like, no, you can't. Like, your term ends on January 20th. Sorry. So if you don't concede, then Pelosi gets to be president, acting president. It's like, no, let's not have that happen.
Have they forgotten how the transfer of power? Like, the Nancy Pelosi doesn't get to be president. It goes from president to vice president, then to House Speaker, I believe.
Yeah. But that's the point, is that their terms end on January 20th, so...
Dude, that is actually... Like, I remember the argument I was making, and the argument a lot of people was making, is actually the politically safe move for the squad to vote against Pelosi. Because the squad, they've proven with this election, they had tons of corporate media... a lot of corporate money funding their opponents. Like, this was the first test of their electability was this year, and they won by a landslide. All of them won their elections by a landslide. So you're proven to be electorally safe. So why will you do the one thing that will get your base to go hard on you like they're going on right now? Like, I literally looking at this with literally shock that the Fraud Squad is trending. And guess I literally said I want to have Marie Francesca on my show, and you see that she's the first one. I see everyone got a different algorithm, but you see Fraud Squad, and this 1 hour ago with 600 likes. That's a pretty good tweet. Fraud Squad voted for a monster with a 13% approval rating that has spent the last 30 years crushing on progress. I'll retweet that a lot of times because that's pretty heat. Like we kind of reacting like Grant Atwood going in on them, dude. Like, see, this wasn't the politically safe move. Like, this is why it didn't make sense to me. Like, why do you think voting for someone who is as unpopular as Donald Trump, or actually more unpopular than Trump? Why do you think that's a smart move, other than the fact that he's showing that progressive change in that party is literally a pipe dream? Because what do you get out of voting for Nancy Pelosi with no strings attached? Because my criticism, well, I won't call it a criticism, but the only thing I was saying regarding forced to vote, I was saying that I'm like, bro, no matter what, I don't think I should vote for Nancy Pelosi. Fuck that. That's what I was saying. But I was like, all right, I get what you guys are saying, because if you vote for Nancy Pelosi, you better at least get something for it. But you realize today they didn't get anything for voting for Nancy Pelosi. That's why you see the Fraud Squad trending. So,
especially when.
Go ahead.
I mean, especially when you know how unpopular she is. Like, most of them want Nancy Pelosi to not be speaker anymore. Like, most people don't want Nancy Pelosi to be speaker anymore. The only reason that they had to vote for her is because they didn't have anyone else prepared. Which is exactly what we've been talking about. It's like they had no one else ready to step up and challenge her.
It just shows.
And
this is why people say that we should divest from electoral politics, and a lot of those people I will actively disagree with during the course of the Bernie campaign. But it's like, now you look at it, it's like, man, even though I still believe we should take all our shots, you can't blame people who want to divest from this bullshit. Like, this is partisan clownery.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna say, well, pretty much laid out here. The fact that the Fraud Squad is trending, I mean, that alone is proof that voting against Nancy Pelosi was the politically safe move.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even like, based on what I'm seeing on this trending chart, they're not even that spicy, but it's true, right? Like, that's a point I was making. I'm like, why?
That's exactly true.
If you look at, like, do you guys know how to play politics? Like, if you look at your constituents and you look at who likes Nancy Pelosi, and if you look at the political backlash you will get from supporting Nancy Pelosi, what do you lose from taking a stand and standing from an issue that's supported by 72% of American people? 72% of American people support Medicare for all. So you can make a big show about why you're not going to support your Democratic Party leader because of Medicare for all, and that will only help you. So it's like, politically, this never makes sense to me. And now you see, like, with it trending, I think it's not. You just made a lot of people not care about this shit. A lot of people are not going to donate to you now. A lot of people are not going to go out and canvas for your ass now. And that's how you guys won this year. So it's like, how is this the politically safe move? So I'm looking at these Fraud Squad tweets, and it's kind of funny. Cause I never tone police anybody. You're never gonna see me get mad at people for being too hard on politicians. That never could be me. Let's see what the chat says. Sorry behind the chat, guys. I'll tweet my YouTube. My YouTube link's coming.
I completely agree with what you just said, considering, like, if we know how unpopular she is, it would only get you more support to vote against her. Then it's like, okay, finally someone's standing up to Pelosi. Finally someone's standing up to her. And the fact that they just caved, especially with nothing to show for it, is what's so pathetic. It's like, we sent you there to fight.
Damn, I might have typed something. Yeah, on point. I might have typo because that was blowing up too. But I'll just retweet it now.
Yeah, I agree with Meg. Like, when the first tweets came in of AOC and Corey not voting for Pelosi, I was like, yes. But then the second tweets came around. They're like, never mind, they voted for them in the second round. I was like, well, shit.
What? All right, you lasted a round. Great.
Yeah, I was like,
would you like a celebratory cocktail with your brunch?
Exactly. It's like, well, that happiness lasted like 5 seconds.
The thing that doesn't make sense to me is that Ilhan Omar, AOC, these people, they're not gonna win over like that K-Hive group. Like they never, like, even when they do stuff like this, they will still have the corporate Democrats opposing them. And this is why I don't get on the strategic point. Like, at what point do you realize that you're not, this inside game that you guys are trying is not a winning battle? Like, no matter what you do, no matter how much you concede, they will always hate you. There's no one that's been a better. There's no one who's been a better ally for Joe Biden than Bernie Sanders the last few months.
And he still spit in his eye.
The progressive movement won him the election. And how many progressive cabinet picks do you see? Arguably one. Only one. That one guy who's first Medicare for all. I don't remember exactly what position he has. I'll give him credit for that. But only one pick?
HHS.
Yeah. Only one out of his entire cabinet?
Services.
And the fact that you had near 10 someone who's mirror movement, someone who's been an active enemy of progressive politics her entire career. If you look at his cabinet now, and you look at the amount of work that Bernie Sanders has put in for them, it's an insult. Like, no one been a bigger boon to Joe Biden than Bernie Sanders. You know how I know? Because the Green Party only had like 0.5% of the vote. You know what can change this immediately? Imagine a alternate universe where Bernie Sanders like, I think Joe Biden is too much of a corporatist because of his support of the crime bill, the bankruptcy bill, and him constantly lying about his support of the Iraq War. I'm going to endorse the Green Party and Holly Hawkins because I truly believe in fighting climate change. And you're not serious about fighting climate change unless you really support a Green New Deal and you're down supporting our military budget by at least 70%. So I know people are going to be upset with me, but I got to stand my values. So I'm going to endorse Holly Hawkins. So the Green Party did shitty this election, but if Bernie Sanders says that, if he does that and he campaigns for them, they getting what? At least 5%. That's me being generous. Right? I swear to God. That's how easy people are influenced. So the fact that didn't happen, and the fact that we got less third-party voters this year than we did in 2016, thank God for Bernie Sanders. Like, you guys gotta understand, if Ossoff and Raphael Warnock wins that election, it's because of Bernie Sanders. It's because he fighting for $2,000 checks. Because most people are ignorant. They don't know that Democrats actually sided with Mitch McConnell and actually voted for the NDAA to shut down the 2K relief checks. But Bernie Sanders gave him a great clip. Bernie Sanders, he gave Elizabeth Warren a great opportunity to look great because he stood up against Mitch McConnell and called Trump's bluff. But then Democrats fell in the bag. So if the Democrats win, it'll be because Bernie Sanders and the progressive members who put work on them. Because you know what the liberals saying right now? Guess who they trying to get credit to right now? Stacey Abrams. They're like, oh, Stacey Abrams is volunteering and registering all these people in Georgia. But, bro, there's an article that literally debunks that. You know that, right? They looked at the numbers in 2020. The number of black voters, the voter share for this year, it actually decreased. It decreased. And they still giving Stacey Abrams, like, Stacey Abrams' mandate was to get inner city black Democratic voters. And the number decreased, and they still give her credit. They still give her credit because that's neoliberal. That's the people they want to prop up. Meanwhile, it's the progressives that put in work in. Progressives who winning these Senate races and donating and doing the grassroots movement that's needed that got Joe Biden to win. Meanwhile, we only got one cabinet pick at that. And we getting near Tandon. She getting political power. Tony Blinken, he getting my boy Carlos. I'm very excited to have him back on my show because we were talking about Tony Blinken. I'm like, bro, we can actually talk about this all day. Thank you for being on, Sienna. Sorry, I know I talk too damn much, but y'all know what time it is. See, I'm already an hour and a half in. I wasn't planning on streaming that long, but we're having a great turnout today. So yeah, I'm glad that Sienna went on. I won't have a few of you guys continue having you guys on, but the progressives that put on work for Democrats, Bernie Sanders put in work for Democrats. He's doing their bidding. Sorry to be clear, to be blunt about it, but he is, because he could easily be out here debunking Joe Biden. He could easily, what's stopping Bernie Sanders from standing up on the Senate floor, making a tweet, calling out Kamala Harris for voting against his proposals? like Kamala Harris opposed Bernie Sanders multiple times. He opposed Bernie Sanders when he floated the idea of cutting the military budget by 10%. That's what they proposed. She voted against that. Now she voted against his effort to hold up the NDAA for $2,000 relief checks. So the fact that Bernie Sanders is not making Kamala Harris' life hell, you guys should be thankful for him if you're a Democrat. But my point I was making originally was they still hate him. Like, if you look at liberals, they still hate Bernie Sanders. They still hate AOC. They still hate Ilhan. Despite the fact they still play ball. They still play ball with you guys. They still hate them. That's how fucked the Democrat Party is. The Democrat Party is so
100%.
fucked. They still fucked that you can work for them, and they still will hate you more than they hate the goddamn opposition. They've flown. Actually, reported that Joe Biden flown the idea of having Republicans in the House of Commerce. They literally have more love, and you see that with who they had speaking of DNC for the Republican opposition than they do progressives. You anything with add? I'm just ranting raving, and I'm not trying to get canceled for silencing you.
No, you're good. No, I enjoyed your rants. So
Yeah,
but I mean, I 100% agree. Just because, like, Bernie literally bends over backwards to get them elected. He bends over backwards, and they still spit in his eye. Not as like 6 Democrats backed him up, or what was it? Actually, no, 5 Democrats backed him up on that $2,000 stimulus check. 5 out of 48.
My thing is, like, the politically safe move for you guys to do, and the way you guys should be acting right now, you guys need to give people hope in electoral politics. You gotta give people a reason to want to donate, canvass, and do all that stuff. So when you, right before a giant Senate race, before a giant Senate race, you have Democrats prove that there's no reason to really put a lot of energy into a Democratic Senate race by joining Mitch McConnell anyway. Like, how is that the politically smart move if you're actually serious? If you're actually serious about winning, when you be like, okay, we need all the Democrats to show why you should vote for Democrats. This is why we don't rally behind $2,000 checks. They don't even do that.
Exactly. Where's our opposition party?
There is none. I'm sorry I'm getting behind the shot. Hopefully, I'm glad you guys are having a great conversation. Let me read some of these. I'm glad my tweet is doing pretty well, because I saw Fraud Squad tweet, and I had to chime in without even getting into it. I'm pretty much just saying, like, the fact that that's even trending is proof that what you guys have done by voting for Nancy Pelosi is the political suicide move. The political safe move was fighting for Medicare for all. How did it not come across to you guys? How is it not obvious that fighting for Medicare for all in a pandemic where it's massively popular is not the politically safe move? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be. People get mad at me when I criticize AOC. I'm here to shut down the squad, but I'm like, bro, look at my tweets earlier today. Look, that's why I'm not deleting them. Look at the emotional roller coaster I went through. I wanted them to do the right thing. I want Cori Bush and them to do the right thing. I be rooting for them, and I have people on my left that already give me shit because they're like, oh man, you think too highly of them. I'm like, not that I think too highly of them. It's just I gotta give them a reason to do well. Like, if you want people that just don't ever give them props, if you want people that do nothing but bash them, there's a certain point where you're not really their constituent anymore. You're just their enemy. So they don't really have a reason to do anything you want to say. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bash them, but if they do something good, I'm like, okay, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, when I thought Cori Bush was gonna vote against Nancy Pelosi, I'm like, this is the shit I'm talking about right here. And then they flipped on me. I'm like, damn. Now like a jackass. So I gotta respond in kind. Now I gotta let them know that what they did is very disappointing. And once again, I'm not even mad if we got something from it. You know what I mean? This is the tweet I put. You guys see on my. Let me. There we go. I put the image on there from the internet, because this is the. I want to see what else anyone tweeted, because this is what I tweeted out. It's already doing pretty well, because it shows that that statement. Let's see what people have to say on this. That's my live link. The other option. This guy said the other option was a GOP speaker. Not sure how that would have helped. He already getting ratio. The dude said, I don't give a shit. I already spelled out why that's wrong on my stream, because, like I said, the problem is they didn't have a plan for this. The squad was massively disorganized. We should have had options. The fact that there is no one. Are you telling me that there is no one in the Democratic Party ready for take over leadership over an 81-year-old lady? Are you kidding me? Like, what if something happened to Nancy Pelosi? You gotta tell me the entire Democratic Party has no answer to what will happen if something, God forbid, whatever, if something happened to Nancy Pelosi, right? Are you kidding? I don't believe that for 1 second. Let's see what else they're saying. I'm like behind the chat. Let me see what anyone's saying.
Yeah, damn. Even if that is the case, it's like that's a major queen bee. Yeah. Syndrome, considering, like, okay, so, like, that's Nancy Pelosi pulling the ladder up after herself. It's like, okay, so you're the first lady speaker, and you are not grooming anyone to replace you. Like, what is happening here? Like, how are we not preparing someone to be an alternative to Nancy Pelosi? Like, how do you not have someone prepared that you can say, like, because I know a few people, like what was it, Richie Neal, Connor Lamb, and a couple others, like, they voted for Hakeem Jeffries. So, oh my God, we should talk about Hakeem Jeffries and that.
I already made my tweet about that in a box. I literally gotta make
MLK. Oh my God.
I gotta make, like, I feel like tomorrow when I go on stream, I gotta make a whole nother, like, cause I've been on rant on this today. I'm glad the tweet I put out is doing well, because I'm like, this shit right here is why I hate the Black Congressional Caucus, and this is a big thing I want to push on the left. This is what I can do. Everyone got the roles. I mean, because for some reason, it's unfortunate, but if you are not a person of color and you criticize our shitty black leaders, people just smear you as a racist. This is the unfortunate reality we live in. So the onus is on black leftists to call out these frauds for who they are. Like the Black Congressional Caucus. This is what they do all the time. They what John Lewis did, and they would piss me off. He would use his clout as a previous civil rights activist. He's not a civil rights activist no more. Actually, he is someone who embraced the forces of oppression after Jim Crow, after civil rights. So people were like, "Oh, you hard to know." I have a very substantive criticism of black leadership post civil rights movement. I got a whole paper that coming out. I'm gonna write about it. It might be my first political op-ed. That shit gonna be fire. But the thing is, they let the civil rights movement undone. So how can you fight against this oppressive right state, and then you become the person who propped that up when you become become empowered? Jackie say you rang. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm gonna do when I have my segment on Hakeem Jeffries. I'm gonna make sure that Jackie is on, cause I already know Jackie got a lot to say. I don't know why you guys don't come on right now. Jackie, get in here. Yeah, that Megan just said, Jackie, get your ass in here. I just said,
yeah, get in here.
Yes, Mikey, we said that literally at the same time. Because I discovered that my stream works way better as long as I'm the only one on video, which is fine anyway. Most people rather not be on camera, so that works perfect.
I have no problem being on camera. It's just like I feel weird being.
Yeah. I mean, once I like I said, I'm gonna move to Google Hangout, and I think it's better on there. That's what people have been telling me. So then we can actually do one where I can show y'all beautiful mugs.
Oh, have you seen the mugs that Jackie is designing for Force to Vote? They're beautiful.
I haven't seen them. I need to check them out.
Yeah. If you DM'd them to me the other day, and they're beautiful. But I mean,
I need to get Jackie in here so she can hold the fort for a second. But what was you saying, man?
Or even she needs to be ranting on Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, I need her expertise in here. She's really good at.
I can get in here.
At getting the anger out
Free there. Free Jackie.
I need to get Roman here too. Oh. Roman putting out some good rants.
Oh my God, he would be fire on this right now.
Yeah. But I think it's been a few weeks. I think last time he was on was during Black Rose. Zoom fucker Zoom. I know I need to get the only reason I ain't got on Zoom yet because I don't want to pay for the membership or they will cut the stream. Well, you see how long my damn streams are. I said I was only gonna do an hour today. I'm at 1 hour and 40 minutes pretty much. So if we was on Zoom, they would kick my ass out. So one day we set up the Zoom and do that properly.
Yeah,
see, Rose, I mean, Jackie be getting on my ass.
Yeah, that was crazy though. The fact that he used an MLK quote to uplift Nancy Pelosi when she is exactly the white moderate.
Yeah, we on the same page here. She's exactly the white moderate that we were warned about. She's been the number one instrument of fighting against progress. I mean, I just read Lauren's tweet. I like having that because it's such an easy reference. She's really good at doing oppo research. I'll read it out again. I'll put on my streams because we got a lot of new viewers, I'm sure, from the last time I showed this. Because this shows why I don't think it's unreasonable to vote against Nancy Pelosi. So what Lauren said... is she in here now? Yeah, there she is. But so...
Yo.
Finally.
What's up?
since we got the squad out here.
Jackie's been freed.
Yay!
Jackie is freed. I'm lucky I didn't get canceled today.
Finally, when it's not like you said, "Hey, I'm coming on today. You want to come on?"
I decided to do this out of nowhere.
5 minutes notice. He gave 5 minutes notice.
I tweeted out today. I was like, "Y'all, I'm gonna go live." That's when I decided. And I was like, "All right, we see what's popping." And like I said, I only plan on being on here for like an hour. Just talk about what I'm here like 1:40, so we can have. I want to give Jackie the floor so she can. Because this is the part where we have.
Yes, let her go.
I'm not using any tropes here. I'm not trying to promote any. I'm not promoting any tropes, but Jackie is here to provide the much needed rage we need for our stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, you're not.
You need your angry black woman energy right now.
See, at least Megan has the balls.
I'm too scared. Right, Fufu said we gotta get Marie Francesca in the house, bro. I can't. Can I? One day I gotta have a show with Jackie, Marie Francesca, and I hope I'm saying
it right now.
In Rome, like I'm like the moderate lib in that scenario. Those are like some of my favorite angry voices.
And to be fair, with that crowd, you would be the closest to being a shit lib.
Come on, bro. We didn't have to say it like that. We didn't.
I'm
a moderate. I'll be like the moderate, kind of like the Warren supporter compared to that group. I love having people on my left though. Let's see what you put right here.
Mm-hmm. I'm noticing, by the way, all the people. At least maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just what my eyes are sensing. But I'm sensing that all the so-called leftists who aren't for force the vote are like Warren supporters.
Yeah, you see a lot of people who was propping up Elizabeth Warren, the same progressives that would pretend that she was decent. Those are the same people who just so happened to be against force the vote. Just so happened. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Almost like they're faux-aggressive. Who was the person that you wanted me to rage about?
I'm gonna see if I find the tweet today. I tweeted about it. I'm gonna play it on my stream. See what we're talking about.
Oh, I love how you say I tweeted about it like I'm not 700 other people, and I just automatically get everything that you post.
No, I mean, I'm gonna play on my stream so I'll see. So I don't see what
somebody thinks it's important.
But Hakeem, I'm glad. Oh man, that person deleted that post. I'm trying to see how I find. I'm a shit post.
Hey, while you're trying to find that, I will comment on one thing.
Go ahead.
So the so-called vandalism that happened to Pelosi, and McConnell, I do believe that McConnell's is legit. I'm not saying that Pelosi, like, her vandalism didn't occur. I'm just saying it was clearly not a leftist that did it.
Really?
We want everything bullshit.
Yeah.
And the pig blood.
That is so right wing.
Yeah, that's some culty shit. Like, California is weird, man. I've been learning about this recently. That California is like, we all know like neoliberal, but you got a lot of like super eccentric, crazy right wingers down there.
All y'all have to do is listen to me. I've been telling you since before the election. California is not the blue haven you think it is. It's just like the rest of the country. The big cities are blue. The rest is red. It's actually purple, just like a majority of the country. The difference is we have more big cities, and our cities are bigger. So we have San Francisco, Sacramento, Los Angeles, San Diego, and a bunch in Orange County. That's what makes us go blue every single time. Those 5 areas. Outside of those 5 areas, actually you can take out Orange County. There's 4 of them. Outside of those 4 areas, everything is red. Just like everywhere else. The majority of the nation, like all the flyover lands, most of them are Republicans. Usually, because Democrats, when they move, they go to the big cities. Liberals are city people.
Exactly.
So,
and that's how.
Interrupt you for 1 sec. Sorry, Nick. I tweeted out to say that you wanted Marie on the show, and she's saying when.
Send her the Discord link. I think I already sent it. Did I send it to her? Here, look at her on right now. Fuck it.
You're like, nah, woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna send. I didn't send her the Discord link yet.
Also, the fact that those so-called vandalism acts happened before Pelosi's vote, that it's more than a little staged. I feel like they did that intentionally to try to be like, oh, look at the horrible left and the violence against President Pelosi. Also, I would definitely click on the President Pelosi hashtag just to find a bunch of people blocked.
So I just sent Marie. Yeah, that's good. That's a good tag. I just sent Marie the Discord link, so hopefully we can get her in here because she is on fire today. Yeah, she's just reacting. I said, get in here, cause we are. Cause I only plan on doing an hour, but fuck it, I'm just chilling. I need I'll pass the mic to you guys if I get too tired. But we are having fun. We're chilling. Let me read some of the comments. I'm sorry I'm missing these comments mostly all throughout the stream, but hopefully you get Marie Francesca on here. I have a tweet up here on. Let's see if I can find some more. My friend Savvy tweeted me, said half the comments in this tweet is pure. I can't make sure I can't air all that stuff out. Oh yeah, I'm missing all the. I'm missing. What if I can try and debunk this in live? Because apparently I'm getting a lot of people pissed off at this tweet. I said AOC delivered a giant L to the anti-force. The vote left. That back when I thought they was doing the right thing. I told you, been a roller coaster every day. Oops. I'm not deleting none of these tweets, by the way, because this. I'm not deleting these tweets because I want them to know that I would have been on your side. I had your back. I had your back. If you would. That one I'm deleting. I'm like, bro. See, I don't have a political motive.
We believed in you.
Because you know, there's some people. They kind of like go after people, and there's nothing that they can do to win them over. I want people to know I'm not one of those people. I'm not unreasonable, bro. I'm not. I just feel like y'all just fucking up. That's it. I'm not unreasonable. Let's see, what else am I missing?
What the hell is Bean Dad?
Bean Dad.
Oh, it's this guy that he was doing a puzzle, and his daughter was hungry, and so he told her to open a can of beans. And apparently it's, I didn't see the whole thing, but apparently it's really misogynistic towards his daughter.
Well, what I'm going through, because it's like Bean Dad is trending, and I'm going through, and everybody's saying it's anti-Semitic. So I'm like, I don't know what happened.
He posted some other stuff, like he posted one tweet with the N-word. He posted a couple ones about Jews and things like that. He's yeah.
Trying to tell me.
Okay,
Bria, she want to be on
there's
video.
This whole thing. All right, you guys keep going. I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'll probably be.
No. I'm glad that you on here because you get to report stuff I'm missing. Because I'm missing most of the meltdown that's going on Twitter right now. Because I'm seeing what I am seeing is a meltdown. I am seeing a meltdown from everywhere. So I see the bean dad thing you talk about now. I'm just so behind, but man, this is gonna be like political discourse, especially on the left, is gonna be a shit show for the next few weeks. You guys seen infighting now? Y'all ain't seen shit yet. Gun to John. Let's see what he said. Oh yeah, I know. I missed. I about read one comment that I even said. I even said the Nancy Pelosi. I missed the comment deleted, so I don't remember it. But he said Nancy Pelosi vandalism story came out at the same time the Portland mayor denounced Antifa. And I haven't looked into that story. I got to look into that. I didn't know. I actually didn't know about that. The comment deleted, but I remember what it said. I want to say let me get caught up in the comments. I got all my friends in here. Obviously, like, I got a lot of good follows. I haven't seen on my thing. I haven't got that pulled up yet. But I appreciate all the people who follow, subscribe, and hopefully you guys having a fun time. Because I didn't have this planned. That's why I just jumped on. I didn't have any segments planned. We just coping together. Yeah. Z Marty said Jimmy Dore about to go off. Yeah, that's his response video about break records for his channel. That's for sure.
Jeez, yeah.
His numbers recently been insane. Don't hate the player, hate the game. People talking how good he's doing. I'm like, bro, that had nothing to do with what we talking about though. Don't hate the player, hate the game. If Jimmy Dore is wrong in what he is saying, he wouldn't be pulling the numbers he is doing right now. So you guys are self-owning in a way. Because you guys are admitting that he's right in a way. Because you say, oh, Jimmy Dore, he's getting all these likes, he's getting all these Patreon numbers, he's getting all these donations because he's raising hell against AOC. Okay, you elitist. Does that mean that people are agreeing with what he's saying? People make arguments that are so dumb to me. So I'm very interested in seeing Like I told people, I even listen to shows of people I disagree with. That's how I am able to make criticism of the progressive media I do. When I say I don't believe in cancel culture, I really believe it. I don't watch a ton, but if I see someone covering the issue I don't see someone else covering, I will 100% watch that. Or if I want to hear a different perspective. So I'm not one of the people, because there is a level of tribalism that comes with lefty media when people be like, yeah, fuck Sam Cedar, fuck Jimmy Dore. I'm like, why do you guys feel like you need to pick a side? I just pick whoever I pick whoever I think is right at the time. I mean, I have my general opinions that I let people know about, but for the most part, I try to reduce that as much as I can. But I ain't gonna lie, it is kind of fun sometimes. It is kind of fun sometimes. Like, yeah, fuck that side, fuck that side.
I try not to engage in that type of communication, because I'm like, nah, like I'm not gonna. Are we disagreeing on this issue? Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to just discount anyone that I may disagree with on an issue. It's like there are still things that we can be allies on, and I'm not going to choose somebody out for that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I mean, yeah, it's one issue, but if it was like everything, like as if they're a Republican, then that's a different story.
Hell yeah, yeah, exactly on point. Exactly on point. My whole thing.
Okay, so real quick, not to interrupt, but who was the person you guys were talking about before?
Marie.
I went down the beanhead rabbit hole. It was nothing. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Who was the person you guys were talking about before?
You mean
when?
The person we're gonna run against, Hakeem Jeffries?
Yeah.
Is that what you talking about?
Hakeem Jeffries?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll probably find the tweet. And I literally completely forgot about that, so I guess we can do this main segment now. Yeah, let's do that. Let me find. I retweeted it, so I'll just gotta look at my timeline. I'll find it here soon. Give me 1 second.
All right.
And then we can. Hopefully we get Marie in. She's like, I gotta get ready. I'm like, man, you don't have to be on camera. We just need to hear your passionate anti-establishment voice right now.
She's in the Discord. I just saw her join.
Oh, she did? She is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Like I usually don't have my eyes on Discord while I'm live. Where the hell? Damn, I tweeted way too much today. I was coping. I was in cope mode all day. Where the hell is that videotape? I think that was 4 hours ago. Damn, I tweeted a lot in 4 hours. Mostly, actually, a lot of that was just retweets. Anyone... whenever I might have my account banned or whatever, or whenever I'm in Twitter jail, it hurts because I'm like a giant like whore on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. So that's my whole feed is me between anyone. So this is what Hakeem Jeffries said, and this guy has been a rising star in the Democratic Party for a long time, and he's been a thorn on the side of the left for a very, very long time. For a very long time.
He's a villain. Okay.
Yeah. He one of the people that was a Hillary Clinton goon that was helped organizing the DNC and rigging the election against Bernie Sanders in New York. Because the thing in New York, there was a lot of suppression in 2016 in New York because Bernie Sanders had a lot of the AOC support in New York, like the progressive. People of color were supportive of him. So there was a lot of purging of voters in New York. Hakeem Jeffries played a big role in this. And he played a role covering that up for the Hillary Clinton campaign. So just so you guys know who we are dealing with. Like these are not conspiracy. This is what the stuff that WikiLeaks has exposed. So this is what we're doing. I want you guys to know. And this is the guy who is he's a hardcore neoliberal centrist. But he is exactly why the Progressive Caucus, as we know it, is a joke. Because he actually is a member of the Progressive Caucus. You know that? This guy is literally the neoliberal of all neoliberals. But they do that because they want to co-opt that term and co-opt any power that the Progressive Caucus have. That's why it's infuriating for so many people on the left that the squad, and being very nice to them here, is disorganized at best. Like at best, I can say about you guys after today is you're massively disorganized. So let's actually go to the content what he's saying, because this is what made it so disgusting. Because my tweet I put out there, because this is what they do. They use MLK and they use revolutionary leaders using their identity, And then why I want to hold another rant about John Lewis, because this is what he does this a lot. Like, he was very slick at, and he was really good at making Democrats seem like they're part of our revolutionary movement. And it was Hakeem Jeffries doing. So let me actually play the contents of this clip here. Let me show you, make sure you guys can see it. I'm gonna big screen this.
Necessary and majestic march toward a more perfect union.
So if you guys can hear us after this.
King Jr. once observed that the
Yeah,
true
I think
measure
they can hear it this time.
of a leader is not how one fares
I think they
in
can.
moments of comfort or convenience, but
Are you playing it right now?
fares in moments of
No,
challenge
not yet.
and controversy.
Can y'all hear it?
Because I'm not seeing or hearing anything except you and our screen.
Yeah, I got it on my stream. I think they can hear it.
Oh, I'm on Discord, and I'm just seeing the three of us.
As a result of
I'm not on
Oh,
Twitch.
yeah.
leadership
It's on Twitch. Yeah.
during a moment of great turbulence.
Okay, I'll go on Twitch then.
House
See, look at
Democrats
y'all
Yeah.
making me go
the
to
longest
platforms and
government
shit. That's
shutdown
not
no.
in
fair.
American history. Address
Okay,
the
hold on.
humanitarian crisis at the border. Negotiating
What he actually saying, because what he actually saying is just bullshit. At the end of the day, pretty much what he got the quoted here. What Waleed Shahid put out here. Martin Luther King Jr. once observed that the true measure of a leader is not how one fares in a moment of comfort or convenience, but how one fares in moments of challenge and controversy. Nancy Pelosi has passed that test with flying colors over and over and over again. That's what he
That's
had
a
to
lie.
say.
That's a lie. When has she risen to the challenge ever? When has she ever risen to the challenge?
She's risen to the challenge of apologizing for George Bush for his war crimes, for and being complicit with torture. She made sure she was there and played politics with Americans' lives when it comes to COVID relief, because she didn't want Donald Trump to get victory before the election. That's who Nancy Pelosi is. That's who, and she complicit with insider trading. Massive credit. I play that clip constantly on my show. And this is what the Black Congressional Caucus is designed to do. And this is what I communicated, what me and Jackie communicated multiple times. They're here to sheep herd otherwise anti-establishment minded black people to the Democratic Party. The plantation. People get mad at me when I say that. People get mad at me when I say that. They're like, oh, you're using right wing talking point. I'm like, no, hey, if it's true, it's true. Because if you look at the results of the black community, I say this all the time, and this is true. The wealth disparity between black families and white families is worse right now than it is in the height of the civil rights era. And you guys don't say this is not a plantation? What changed? What, from the time that John Lewis became a hero and in his service in the civil rights movement, what has changed from then from now? The only thing that changed is now that white supremacists are now part of the police force that the Democratic Party and people like Jim Clyburn and John Lewis propped up their entire career.
Wait. Pause. White supremacists have always been the police force. So what do you mean are now part of it? Like back then it was KKK. We now have Proud Boys. That's like a watered down version.
And you think they don't know that? They know that too. That's the thing. Like I don't play.
That didn't change. The only thing that really changed was we got a black man in there. We have blackface in the form of Barack Obama to come in and tell everybody stay on the plantation and don't fight too much. Just go ahead and do what we're gonna go ahead and take away what little wealth the black community had, but that's okay. Don't resist it. Don't fight it. Don't stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. Black Lives Matter started during Obama's term. That's not a coincidence.
And I want you guys to realize that it's Democrats in the Senate, it's Democrats in Congress that takes more money than police than Senate Republicans. I want that to marinate, because it's like David Klobuchar, the person they love in the Democratic Party, Bob Menendez, the people that they think they're gonna vote on our side if we so happen to win the Georgia Senate races. Which is why I was trying to tell people, and I hope it was abundantly clear at the NDAA vote, that even if the Georgia race they win those, you really think that Bob Menendez and Amy Klobuchar, those are the two senators who take the most money out of anyone in Congress, out of police force? And if you look at the numbers, the dip between those two, first and second and third place, is pretty good. It's pretty big. So it's like they are by far the most well-funded cops in Congress. That I can't say it in any other way than that. They're literally cops that are in Congress, because Amy Klobuchar voted like it too. And not like Amy Klobuchar took the cop money and then she had a progressive record. She voted for massive police expansion. She fought for that for her entire career. That's who they are. And this is the people that get propped up in the Democrat Party. The people like Kamala Harris. These are the people that get propped up by the Democrat Party. And these are and people like the Black Congressional Caucus, Jim Clyburn. These people, I don't say you never ever hear me criticize a politician the entirety of my show. You never ever hear me say this politician is dumb. You know why? Because I really don't think they're dumb. I really don't. I really think they do everything they do is by design. So when Jackie points out correctly that the police has always been a racist institution, I mean, John Lewis, your ass got your ass beat by the police. You know this. You act like you really think he don't know this when he put out tweets when he say like, yeah, when I got beaten by the cops, I just smiled, nod, and said thank you for your service. I know what you're doing, bro. I know exactly. You trying to mold the minds of black people to think that we should be subservient of the police. That's literally what it is. Like, I don't know how any other way I can put it. And then when you got Democrats being funded by the police, I don't know how I can put it any other way than you guys are cops in Congress. We got cops in Congress. We got cops making Hollywood propaganda movies for them. Like, we are surrounded by massive amount of propaganda. And that's why I did my segment on defund the police on my other segment. That's what I'm here to do. Because I know this kind of shit my whole life. And I work with 10 Demands. I work with a lot of abolition groups on getting the actual grassroots work done that we've seen already working in Minneapolis and Oakland on actually getting stuff defunded. Let's see who's joining here now.
It's me. It's Marie.
Hey, Marie, in the house. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I only pretend like I'm young. I couldn't fucking figure out how to get plugged in there.
You are young at heart, and anyone who knows and follow what I do, I did not hold back on the older generation, but I also give a ton of love. And anyone who's older and you still on the left, and you still fighting for progressive policy after decades of propaganda, you are my homie. And Marie, I had to bring her on because she is one. There's like a group of people on Twitter that like my anger translators, who are like, we are like on the same page on like almost all the issues, but they say it in a tone that more reflective of how I feel, almost in a better way than I am. And then that what Marie is, and I'm glad you're here. And I saw a tweet that you put out today because I was looking at the Fraud Squad. I saw it was trending on Twitter. Let me see if I pull it up.
Yeah, I had to delete my tweet because damn, I'm
mad now.
My sisters jumped on it, and I had.
Oh yeah, they've been mad at me all day.
Yeah, I had like 50 of them on there sending me like Trump shit, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can. So I just was like blocking, and finally I just deleted the tweet.
Oh man, I gotta let people know that we got Marie in the house. Yeah.
They're not social distancing in that picture. Just pointing it out.
Well, but also, you know what? That's really a funny thing because I live in Florida, and I know that everybody hears every day that like my governor is the devil and he's killing us and all this stuff, right? It's a lie. It's all bullshit. But they have this thing with the Democrats where they play this game of, oh, you know, the social distancing and all these rules and all this stuff. Did you notice that they have their show for their seating where, oh yeah, we're social distance seating, but every time they take a break, they're all standing up hugging each other and fucking standing in groups. So like, are we
rules for thee?
Yep.
Well, I mean, let's be fair though. They all had the vaccine already.
Yeah, that's why
I the first round. It's not effective until you've had the full thing.
Yeah, but is it effective even after that? We don't know.
Well, I mean, we don't know if it's effective after that, but the first round, you still have to be careful because you can still get it.
Right. But I did notice that Mitch McConnell has just stopped wearing a mask altogether.
They know. That's what I was telling people. I remember when the first COVID stories hit out, I got hyped at first. Now I'm like, all right, I'm not getting hyped with this shit no more because we live in a modern caste system where we got multi-tier level of healthcare. We're like, bro, we're fucked. Especially the black community, we're really fucked if we get COVID. You better hope that you get over it and you not get the worst of it. My stepdad, it was very, very scary because he got really, really sick. And he got to the point where he started recovering just barely before he had to go to the hospital. I'm like, thank God, because he had to go to the hospital. We would have been fucked.
Well,
but when you look at,
see how Cuba handled it. Did you see that documentary? I sent everybody a documentary.
Break it down.
It's very good. It's about what happened in the pandemic in Cuba and how they handled it with other countries and then also how they handled it within their own country. And it's very detailed and it's very good. But a poor country with nothing is able to totally control this and send people to Kuwait, send people to Iran, send people to China, send people to Italy, send people everywhere to help them stop the deaths. But the United States can't do anything.
It's so funny. I covered it. Wonder if I can find that graphic. There's a graphic because it shows how U.S. propaganda works in a nutshell. Because they released, this is like right when the pandemic, or was it pre-pandemic? But it was before things got bad. That's my point. And then it was like, these are the countries that are most likely best equipped to handle a pandemic. And it was CI propaganda. I'm pretty sure most of you guys seen it. It's CI propaganda at its finest because it really showed us as like one of the most best prepared countries to handle COVID. And now you can do nothing but laugh because it was using a color scale where it was like green is the best while red is the worst. And then when you actually see the actual results, it's literally flipped. Like it's literally like this. Like everyone that had green was getting fucked up. Like the U.S.
countries did really well and got over it immediately.
Oh, so we got Jay in the house. We partying today. Is that Jay?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, we having a party today. Do you see how things morph and change? At first, I was about to say only going to be on for like an hour. Now we got a whole party. Now Jay in the house, Marie's in the house, Meg's in the house. What's going on,
Jay?
Meg? What's going on, Jay? How you feeling right now, bro?
You got 70 people on your Twitch stream. How many people are on YouTube?
I know, I actually
like
got
80 people.
I know, we are killing
You
it
have
today.
like 150 people listening to you.
I know,
like,
we killing
just
it today.
I'm tired today.
I know, we killing it today.
Streams are really good for you.
I know, that's why I said maybe we should do weekend streams or whatever shit get. I decided to do a stream today because I'm like, man, I feel like raging against Pelosi and I can't. You guys saw how many tweets I put out today. I'm like, bro, I can't keep doing this shit. I need to just actually say because I could tweet all day about my frustrations, but now I need to spread it out.
You got to say what you feel, but I think that today was a defining moment because a lot of people were on this line and I know that. So like when I originally got really mad at Jimmy Dore was when I was still supporting Bernie and the squad, and he was shitting on them, but then he was right and I had to accept it. And once I was able to accept it, I was like, okay, you know what, I was wrong, he wasn't wrong, I was wrong, so okay, whatever. So then we moved on. Then a lot more people got mad at him, so then okay, whatever, and it just kept going and spiraling like that. But the thing is that like when I first got involved in things, I thought that like Democrats were the better party, and I was very convinced that, you know what, even if they were bad, they were better than the Republicans. And then I moved on to where it was like, no, only the progressives are. And then I moved on to none of these fuckers are okay. Like they're all fucked up. So then I moved on from that, and now I will only support third party or independent.
You can't even get mad. The thing is, people can't even get mad at that position anymore because whenever you see our progressive leaders vote for one of the most corrupt people in the world, period, Nancy Pelosi. Well, you can't blame people. You can't. Yeah.
Okay, so
exactly.
You know, how many bills are we going to accept that are harming our lives, that are killing people? How many times are we going to accept this and say, well, you know, there was something good in it? So, like, for example, this stupid 5,500-page thing that they just did. AOC sold herself out by admitting that she didn't read it, okay? Like, she put a post out about how it's impossible to read this and people shouldn't be voting on legislation they haven't read, and then she fucking voted yes. So that's an issue.
Then immediately pivoted to the standard neoliberal talking point of, we just have to give people some relief, and it's the Republicans that are keeping you from getting anything.
Yes, exactly. This whole like blame game and all that. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous to me. But on that bill, we need to think about that very carefully, because even if you got the maximum of the unemployment, all right, the maximum unemployment that you're going to get is $3,000. People who are out of work, they said it's like 50 million people that are $5,800 behind on their rent. So
Jesus
that
Christ.
$3,000 that they will get will not cover their rent. Now, the $600 they get with the stimulus, they still can't cover their rent. So they're still going to be homeless. So that's $3,600. That $3,600, what was the price of it? The price of it was killing Venezuelans, killing people in Sudan, killing okay, so you want to pretend like you're woke and you care about people and you put some Black Lives Matter shit on your profile,
I hate
and then
that
you
shit.
are going to support somebody killing fucking black lives all over the world
Amen.
for $3,600. Is it worth it? No, I don't think so. Because if we actually took that bill and broke it down and took all of the money from that bill and gave it to the actual people, we would be getting like $20,000 each. And then we could decide, I want to buy an airline ticket. So the people bail out the airlines because they're traveling. Or I want to take my family to Disney. So the people are paying money at Disney. The people can bail that shit out. Let us decide. But how dare you steal our money and throw us scraps, leave people to be homeless, and do it all in the name of oh, we have to do this to help the people, to feed the people. We are here for the people. No, fuck you. You're throwing us scraps to disguise the fact that you just funded murder all over the world.
And I don't hear the lies. It's just people get really upset when you say it in a very plain, direct way, because that's literally what they did. That's literally what they did.
Right.
They built out the corporate class. You realize if you just took the money billionaires made, and this, I'm not talking about the wealth they already have, just the money they made since the beginning of the pandemic will be enough for we have $3,000 checks. And you got 600, and you guys not as mad as we are, because the transition you see Marie what she went through is like this transition we all went through. I'm very open, and I literally quote tweeted. I'm like, "This you?" I did it to myself. I'm like, "This you?" Because I told you guys, I show you guys how I used to feel about Obama. I'm like, bro, it's on you as a person to grow, change, and evolve, and we love to see that on the left. I'm very open about that. And I'm looking at like people who even followed me early last year. They know I got pretty solid left bona fides. But if you look at how I feel right now compared to how I feel January 2020, I was a damn fucking moderate lib back then. Like compared to how I feel now.
Yeah, totally. Same here.
And that's evolution that people go through.
So what I've been finding where I live, I don't have health insurance, so I'm not about to be fucking around and going to the bars and shit like that.
Yeah, me neither. Fuck that. I don't got no insurance.
But where I also travel a lot for work, but because of COVID, I'm not traveling very much. But I have done some travel. Like since COVID, I've been to Oklahoma, I've been to Colorado, I've been to California, I've been to North Dakota, I've been to Massachusetts, and then here in Florida. So I've been around to see what's going on in other places, but it was for work. But you see how different states are reacting, and different states have different things set up. So I can see the difference between red state, blue state, all this bullshit. I see it right on the ground. But when I go, I'm able to talk to people. And where I live, I live right across the street from Nikki Beach. So people are walking by my balcony all the fucking time. And sometimes they just stop and chat. And so I chat with them. And there's a lot of right wingers, where you would think that okay, whoa, scary. They're not. Actually, when you start talking to them, it's really incredible how much you can relate. It's wild because if you go on immigration, for example, they start on that immigration shit. Yeah, but we don't want all the illegals here. Well, do you know why they're coming here? Yeah, because they want to come and take our money. No, actually, because because our government stole our money and used it to destroy their country, and they had to run for their lives. That's why they came here. So if we stop funding that, if we stop funding intervention, if we stop destroying their countries and stealing from them, then suddenly our government is going to have money to feed us. And nobody just wakes up on a fucking Sunday morning in a little village in Guatemala, and they've never even left their own country before. They don't just wake up and oh, today's the day I'm going to go walk across the jungle and the desert and the mountains with my child and check out a new city. Exactly. They're doing it for survival.
It's not even.
So once you focus on that and you focus on the money from the foreign policy, the money that's being spent, they start looking at that and they're like, oh my God, you're right. That's terrible. And they're in agreement. They suddenly they don't hate those people anymore.
It's not even just the interventions either. It's also these disastrous trade policies that were literally destroying.
Yeah. It's our government fucking us, but what they've done is like they've done all forever, is they keep the poor people separated. White, black, Asian, Latino, everybody has to be separated because if everybody gets together, that's going to be a problem.
Exactly.
So they keep people separated. They have one party and they keep us separated thinking it's two, and everybody falls for it.
Exactly.
And the blame game is that's what I don't believe. Like, it's amazing to me that people keep falling for that, but that's exactly what happens. Like, that's what they do. It's the Democrats say, oh, it's the Republicans. We wanted to help you, but the Republicans are evil and they're stopping it. And the Republicans are telling their constituents, the reason you don't have money is because the liberals keep wanting to give it away to everybody. No, it's
the
all
liberals
want to
pay for all those illegals. Yeah.
Yeah, so and people, the thing that gets me is people actually believe it. They believe all of it. And I honestly think that to see what is happening with our country, like within it and what we're doing outside of it, if you can see that clearly, you're going to have a mental illness. Because you can't have, like, you're going against all of the propaganda and the bullshit, and literally everybody is going to fight you because they're going to be like, no, it's just like the Matrix. Like, people will fight to stay in the Matrix. And when you're out of it, you look like you're crazy.
Yes. Well, so another thing that, I guess, like, when you look at these other governments and things like this, and, you know, watching people cheer on Bolivia, and it was so exciting that happened and all that. And then we see this thing where we had an opportunity where it was the perfect opportunity for a general strike, where we could have done it. And you have people on Twitter that are like, yeah, burn it down, general strike, whatever. And all of a sudden, they had an option to have $600 to shut up, and they did. They took it and they shut up. So no more general strike because you got scraps to last you 2 days.
Honestly, I feel like, so everybody's all pissed off about the $600. We're not paying attention enough. We're not focusing. This should have been force the vote energy. That should have been in March.
Yeah.
We should have been saying, no, bitches, give us Medicare for all then. And back then, like, yes, Trump is a terrible person and he's all the horrible shit. But he literally said, we might expand Medicare and just give it to everybody.
Actually, he said it more than once. Before he was elected, he said, well, I've been looking at it, and the most reasonable, easiest thing to do is this. And they were like, no, exactly. You can't say that.
And it was, his party was like, no, bring it back.
So with COVID, you know what he did is he gave the states the option. And I can tell you that in Florida, if you have COVID, it's free. You don't pay to go to a doctor. I'm seeing people that are like, oh, I had to pay this copay to go to the doctor to get a test and all this. No, we have walk-up clinics, drive-in clinics, everything. If you get sick, it's free. It's not.
Wow, I'm in California.
Exactly.
It's not at all.
Exactly. You guys, like, I can leave my house right now, and within 1.5 miles, I have 4 testing centers that are free. No appointment required. And now they're starting to switch so that they have one side of the testing center that'll be for vaccinations and the other side that is going to be for testing.
Yeah, so here in California, during the pandemic, like during the first wave, I should say, because it's the second now, I wanted to get tested, and I looked it up because everybody was like, oh, it's free. You know, Trump said the testing was free. And that's if you have insurance. If you do not have insurance, it was $150, and they suggested you take it a minimum of 3 times. So to see if you are clear, if you had it and you see if you're clear, you would have to pay $150. So if you don't have it, you just have to pay $150. If you do have it and you want to make sure that you're clear, like afterwards,
It's everywhere.
We have stores, or not stores, but like facilities. Like they're usually like in malls, like not in the malls, but like in the mall parking lots here. But the lines are insane.
Yeah.
So you're going to be
because you guys
waiting
don't
for
have
like
enough.
at least 2 hours. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going to be sitting there
So-
for at least 2 hours to be able to test.
Yeah, here the people, like all the service workers, they can go in the morning and get their test and then work in the afternoon because they already have their results.
So we have. I'm glad because this is what I love to do when Jackie on stream. We have Maria on here. I knew you guys can hold the house down for damn sure. Cause I like to throw.
That's all you left.
I mean, Jackie knows the deal. She know when I disappear, it's time for her to take over because she can easily do this. But I'm like, when we got Jackie, Marie, Meg, I'm like, we got all these people in the house. Like, y'all know, I know you guys can hold it down.
Yeah,
but
I'm only on here for like a few more minutes. So.
Yeah, it's cool because I'm chilling. I'm on here way longer than I thought I was gonna be, but we're having a fun time. But I know
Santa
Jay.
came back. What's up?
Yeah, Santa. I did not notice that.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah.
I want to bring Jay. I want to bring Jay in this. I want to bring Jay in this. I want to bring Jay in this, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I missed. I don't know if I missed something while I was gone. What was that?
We were talking about testing and everything, but Sienna just said that you only have a few more minutes, right?
Yeah, because I'm gonna go eat with my dad soon. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat eventually, but
let's
I'm
Sienna
here.
talk for a minute because let's Sienna talk for a minute. 'Cause none of the rest of us will still be here.
I was just listening to the conversation, muted. I heard someone say that like in Florida the testing is free. I can confirm that as I live in Florida as well. That
Because
testing is
4 of
completely
us live
free
in
here.
Florida.
Yeah.
4 of us live in Florida.
Florida.
But it is funny that the way that they put it on the media is that like, oh my God, Florida is totally failed. They're killing people there. Like, oh my God.
Well, yeah, because it was reported that you guys got rid of all of your COVID restrictions.
Yes.
We are very open. We are very
Yeah.
open. I mean, Disney is actually. I mean, Disney, Universal, they're open, but you have not seen a single case, as far as I know, come out of Disney. Have you, Marie?
No, I live in South Beach. The thing is,
Yeah.
we're having a lot of cases.
I'm down in Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Miami too? Me
Yep.
too. Where are you in Miami? I live on First and Collins.
Yeah, I need to have a sexy
I'm
party
in-
down there. I don't know what y'all doing. I didn't know COVID fucking everything up.
Where
After
are you in
COVID.
Miami?
I'm up in I'm like 5 minutes away from like Miami Lakes.
Are you in Hialeah?
Yeah, I'm up in Hialeah.
One of my clients, I helped him open a brewery there, the unbranded brewery. You got to check it out.
Oh, might check it
Zach.
out.
Nice.
Zach, he opened it, and because they did the Leah Arts District there, and so we got him a warehouse and helped him open. I had to meet with the mayor and all that kind of stuff, and get him his permits and all that shit. And then he opened that brewery, and it's like one of the largest ones. Every brewery from Wynwood could fit inside of his building. It's that big. It's like a 40,000 square foot building.
Yeah, like Disney, you haven't seen a single case come out of Disney because like Disney seriously enforces like social distancing and masks, and they've been open for like a few months already at this point.
Yeah.
And not a
Universal,
single
too.
case. Yeah, not a single case coming out of those theme parks. Like,
I mean, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens are terrible, though. I would never go to Busch Gardens or SeaWorld. They don't enforce anything.
Damn, anyone from Florida. Anyone in the chat saying they from Florida. I'm jealous of I hate living in a flyover state. I'm so jealous of all the California and Florida comrades.
I have a futon. Come on down.
You guys,
I'm
your
getting down
your
here,
sexy
sir.
parties you guys be having. Because I'm like, all the best from Florida. Anyone from Florida. I got so many mutuals that's from Florida.
Sexy parties.
So many people
Yeah.
from California.
Right?
I think that maybe
I'm getting
you know
outta
what?
here.
We give a bad rap. So Florida's pretty great. Like I got here 20 years ago. I came for a weekend. I got here on a Friday and I was leaving that Sunday. And that Friday afternoon, I got here around 1 in the afternoon. And by 5 o'clock that night, I was like, oh my God, this is my place. And I ended up canceling all the parties and stuff I had that weekend. and I found a job, and then I got back home and I packed up everything and I moved down here the next Friday with my son. And I've been here for 20 years now. But I think that we get a bad rap on things, Florida man and all that stuff. And it's
Yeah.
funny. But and the thing with our governor, how they make it like that he's like some kind of mass murderer or whatever, I don't know. But it's really compared to other states, and I do travel a lot for work. I go to these other states, and part of what I do for my job, I have to deal with government stuff. So I deal with the cities, I deal with the mayors, I deal with the governors, I deal with all that like pretty directly. And so I really don't feel bad about our situation here. But the good thing is that the way that the media spins it, it makes other people afraid.
So I want back one thing. I want back at one thing you're saying because I want to know if this is true. Because I heard that Florida gets a bad reputation because of one thing, and I don't know how accurate this is. I want to get your take on this. I heard they actually have looser media restrictions in Florida, so that's why you get more crazy stories.
Okay, so this is the deal. So the way that the laws work, Florida has very libertarian laws.
Yeah.
It's all about, everything like right to work, right, which is shit, and all this, but it's very libertarian. There's not a lot of restrictions on anything. So when you get arrested in Seattle, Washington, in order for your mugshot to be publicized, like it takes a whole bunch of stuff for it to be publicized. Things are hidden. The records are private. You have privacy. Whereas here, everything is public record. So if somebody you can go on the mugshot thing, and you can see everybody that got arrested last night and see what they got arrested for, and all the mugshots and shit. And it's like funny to scroll it. It's really funny. But everything's open. But also, there's a lot of tourists that come, or there's a lot of like people that come from other places, like maybe they were like just vagrant or whatever, and they didn't really know where they were going, and they ended up here and they stayed. So they just stay here, and then there's access to anything that you want, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever. I mean, I could literally walk on my balcony and within 5 minutes find somebody to give me cocaine if I wanted it. I mean, it's whatever you want is available anytime, day or night.
You just cut the best ad I ever heard. According to
right,
depending on who is the listener, that is right. If you like the party, people that are watching this looking at Florida as a spot. I know I need to leave my area because I'm like in a flyover state. I'll be right back. Here I come.
Drinking, they're relaxed, they're hanging out, they're partying, and so they're doing that. And then you have somebody that's maybe poor or whatever, and they don't have money to party, but they're local, and so these tourists will be like, hey, can you show us around? Sure, pay my way, you go. And then so all of a sudden everybody's just having a fucking great time. So it's a very like open society, very free society, and anything goes, and nobody's really from here. And so because of that, it's not like this thing, like if I were to go to Iowa, everybody would be like, where'd you come from? You're not from here. Whereas here, nobody's really from here, so anything goes.
Yeah, and let me tell you, like downtown Miami and like Bayside, that and like Miami Beach, you can just walk around those areas and it's literally like a vibe. Like you can literally just walk around those areas and like Miami. Generally, Miami is known for like the nightlife and stuff like that. Like that's what everyone always talks about with Miami. It's like, oh, you gotta like go out at night and stuff like that.
Well, like our bars. So I live on South Beach and I live in South Point on First and Collins. On the east side of my building is Nikki Beach, and right across the street on the other side is Story Nightclub. So those bars, like Nikki Beach, will go all day long. So they start like they do their brunch thing around 12 or whatever, and it's like an all-day party. And then people leave there, they get dressed, whatever, they go to dinner, and then around like 11:30 or so, they'll go have cocktails somewhere, and then the club's open around 1, and then it goes until 5, and then if you're still not done, you just take a taxi or whatever, you go across the bridge to downtown, because those are 24-hour bars. So you leave the club at 5, get over there, and like space starts happening like around 6 a.m. is when it just starts popping off. It's so amazing. And then you just party till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. It's
Jeez.
nonstop.
Yeah, that's not Orlando.
Miami's as bad as Vegas. Yeah, Orlando's not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Even
that's not Orlando.
Tampa, like there's not, like there's a lot of nightlife in Tampa, but not nearly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So that's
Yeah,
where
Miami's
COVID hit us
crazy.
hard. Is the
Yeah,
tourist
so-
industry? Like the tourism just stopped. You know, they closed all the hotels, and that just stopped. So you had, I mean, in my building that I live in, there's 26 units, and everybody. I'm not a bartender. I don't work in the service industry, but everybody else in my building is like a bartender or a waitress or something. All of them were out of work when everything closed. And there was no tourists here. There was no nothing. All the nightclubs closed, but that's what people come here for. They shut down our beaches. Like it was a nightmare. And then finally the governor stepped in, and I know that he got a lot of heat for it, but everybody celebrated because it was like, fuck, we can't live on nothing. Like people have to survive. So he blocked all the restrictions and opened things. So myself, like I said, I don't have insurance. I don't go out. I'm not going to go to the bar or anything. But I'm able to, you know, my neighbors are able to pay their rent. They can work.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
as a server, I personally am a server, and I'm out of work right now. Same thing. Well, I'm not out of work. I'm furloughed. I still have my job. Just can't work it. But I would much rather my governor's Newsom, rather than open things back up. I don't want to go back to work and risk potentially getting COVID because I don't have insurance. I would much rather they give us Medicare for all within the state, and they give us a living wage they give us a UBI within the state, which by the way, my state absolutely can do. State of California's 5th largest economy in the world. We can do that. They just don't. I would much rather they do that, so they pay us to stay home and stay safe so that we can get it over with. If we have to close the California borders, we are 50 individual states. We can do that. Close the borders and be like, look, this state is off limits. We're going to shut this shit down. We're going to fix it and then reopen. And then we could actually become, we could have become an example. But instead, we're a fucking hotbed right now.
Okay,
now,
but you know what?
my job is shut down, and who knows when it's going to open back up. And when it does, will it be safe? Probably not.
Right, but DeSantis, when this first happened in March, he tried to shut our state down where no tourists could come in. He wanted the state completely shut down so nobody could come in and we could just contain it. And the Democrats are the ones that were, oh, he's a fascist, he's a dictator, he's an authoritarian, how dare you? And then boom, all the fucking New Yorkers came here and spread their seed. Gave us their disease.
It's like it changed.
Oh my god!
Like it happened here right at spring break too. So you had all these like spring breakers like on the beaches, not wearing masks, not. But like the big thing was like I kind of I disagree with Marie on that he should have reopened. Granted that I kind of see where she's talking about that about like he didn't really have a choice but to reopen, considering we weren't getting relief. That's what it all comes back to. Actually, is that we weren't getting relief. If they had done a UBI.
I was at the meeting in Miami when he came down here and held that meeting. I was there. And I know that there was protesters there and shit, calling him a murderer, everything. But I was there, and I was there representing my boss, who was like, okay, something's got to give. Either you've got to pay people or you've got to let them work. You can't just do this. This is impossible. And so he said, okay, but he left it up to the municipalities, and it's by the CDC guidelines. So if you're over 10% positivity rates, then things have to shut down. No more indoor dining and blah, 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 blah. But as long as you can stay below the CDC guidelines, do what you got to do. Just take care of yourself. That's what you got to do. That's what he did.
And I remember when Disney and Universal closed, I remember that day. I was like, no one's coming to Florida anymore. Like, once the theme parks closed, I was like, yeah, this is over. Like, no one's coming to Florida.
Like especially when you consider that so many of the cast members weren't even making a living wage. I mean, if they aren't even getting that little bit, then that's devastating to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what do you do? The other
So-
thing, like us, they closed our beaches, and that was a big battle that we had, because when we
Like they
have
speak.
hurricanes, like when we have hurricanes, they shut it down, where they shut the bridges down so nobody can come onto our island.
Yeah, it's true.
And so that's all they needed to do. Like if the mayor would have done that and said, okay, you know what, we're just going to do like a hurricane, our emergency thing, how we do during emergencies, do that. But instead they closed everything. So like I live here and I wasn't allowed to walk. I live 700 feet from the fucking sand, and I was not allowed to go walk and put my foot in the water. And it's like, well, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
So they just went a little, there was no science behind it. And then they did the curfew stuff and all this. And it's like, okay, so it's totally contagious at 1 in the morning, but not 1 in the afternoon. Got it. There was no science behind anything. It's just a shit show.
Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, I have Jay.
Yeah, I know. Jade's ready to go off. Jade's ready to go off now.
Jay, go.
I've been
Jay,
letting you-
go. People have been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Let Jay
So-
speak.
Silent Bob of the channel.
So I went and took a nap earlier today. And I was like, oh, they're actually voting for speaker today, because I'm thinking, well, Congress operates on a Monday through Friday, so why would they be voting today? Silly me, they actually voted today for speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up, got on Twitter, because I was pretty curious. As soon as I got on Twitter, I saw that not only did the original squad vote for Pelosi, but also Bowman and Bush also voted for Nancy Pelosi.
That really hurts.
And Newman.
Yeah.
Yep.
The old squad and the
Newman
new
too, yeah.
squad. All
Yeah,
of them.
so-
all of them are all in on the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple thoughts. Number one, are we live? We're live, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is a message to anybody who
Let them know, fam.
was
Yes.
anti forced to vote. If you were anti forced to vote,
Get their ass.
now is your chance to prove us wrong. Because here's the thing: every single time I am cynical and I have a bad feeling about something, I am right, and I hate the fact that I'm right. So please prove me wrong, and show that you can get other concessions from Nancy Pelosi because you voted for her. But at this moment, the people who said that, oh, we shouldn't force the vote, now's their chance to tell us, oh, so here's how we can do it. Please get on Twitter right now. Tell us how we can do it without forcing the vote. And guess what? It's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to give us shit. They're not going to be able to tell us anything because we were correct on this matter. And furthermore, the fact that they did vote for this, God, my brain has so many things running through it right now.
I know, and
The
there's like
fact
a
that
rap
they-
guy downstairs with his
Yeah,
music
because
loud.
the
so let
fact
me
that it completely takes their leverage away. And this is complete proof that you cannot reform the Democratic Party from the inside.
See, yep, that's exactly why I said it was the.
It is.
My point was it was the
You
politically
either
safe
can do it
move.
from the outside through pressure, like what we were doing. Yeah, and the thing is that what did Kyle Kalinske say when they created the Justice Democrats? It was to be a hostile takeover of the Democratic Party.
Yep.
What part of hostile did they not understand?
They became friends with them.
Now, am I simply going? But here's my thing. I'm not going to cancel them, yet, because I am deeply disappointed. I will remember this. I'm not ready to cancel them, but I am deeply disappointed in every single one of them. And I don't want them. I want them to be right, but I have a feeling they're going to be eating crow in 6 months.
But the thing
Yeah,
is,
they're not
nobody's
getting anything.
canceling them. They're politicians. We cannot cancel them without voting them out. Okay? They're politicians. They canceled
True.
themselves. They ruined their own reputation. They voted for shitty bills. How can you be a war refugee and vote to fund intervention in Africa? What are you doing?
Make it make sense. Make it make
How
sense.
can you
I can't argue against that.
have your grandma,
I can't.
your Palestinian grandma in Gaza, and you fucking vote for somebody that supports that? Like,
I wonder.
For me, I love them. And Rashida Tlaib, I was like, yes. But I was so disgusted to know that if you can't fight for your own fucking family, how can I trust you to do anything for me when you don't even know me?
Pentagon
Your own
progressives.
grandmother is facing slaughter like a piece of cattle, and you go out and campaign for somebody that supports this? She basically voted for AIPAC today. Between her support, she campaigned for Biden and Harris, and now she voted again for Pelosi. She now is owned by AIPAC. There you go. You just supported the slaughter of your own family. Congratulations.
This is why it was the politically safe move for them to vote against Nancy Pelosi, because now they hurt the legitimacy of the argument that we should work within the Democratic Party. Because now I already seen people saying, I was looking while you guys were in your conversation, I was just looking at what the conversation was going on about. I mean, a lot of people are just saying fuck the Democratic Party now. I mean, they're like, what's the fucking point? And now, because you guys did a lot of harm to the movement you guys are promoting, that we're going to change the Democratic Party. How are we going to change the Democratic Party when the same people that we've been fighting against for decades are still in charge? I mean, the president, Joe Biden, Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, House Speaker, once again, Nancy Pelosi, with no one even ready to challenge her. You guys said things going to change, and now look at the pipeline. Who's the up and comers? Hakeem Jeffrey is supposed to be the replacement for Pelosi, according to liberals and Democrats. And we already talked about him. We already went over his problems. I mean, he's as bad as it gets as a neoliberal. Right. And him, Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, these are the people that they're propping up. And I'm saying, if you are not focused on taking and tearing those people down instead of voting with them, what you're doing, you're wasting your time. Because if you still believe in electoral politics, if that's still your thing, you should be thinking about 2022. You should be thinking about 2024. And how does voting to affirm Nancy Pelosi and her power, how does that help you in the long run? So even if I go by your philosophy, that doesn't make sense. So we are rightfully upset because they may have the same policy beliefs that we do, but when it comes to actually flexing their power, when it actually comes to who are they going to vote for, they constantly let us down, and they vote for our oppressors. They vote for the people we are supposed to defeat.
Well, but don't forget either that when John Lewis and Cummings, when they went into Congress, they were civil rights icons. And what happened to them? They went immediately to where the party told them they could go, and they did whatever the party told them to do, and they were just fucking sellouts all along the way, and they did nothing, and they got nothing done. Now, if you go on to
don't get me started on them. Don't get me started.
Yeah, but Barbara Lee. Look at Barbara Lee. She was anti-war, and now she just voted to fund fucking intervention. Why? Okay, because the party said. So if it's not going to happen within the party, because by the time the squad is going to be leadership because these other people die, by the time they're there, they're going to be like Pelosi and Cummings and all of them. They're all fucking.
The squad is never going to attain leadership. The squad is in the Elizabeth Warren position. They're literally just going to be dragged along to bring their constituents to keep their constituents attached to the Democratic Party,
to keep a third party from getting traction. They are
exactly. They're never going to actually be given power. They're not going to have. They're not going to get anything out of it.
And it's also to make the party look like it's the progressive party.
That's exactly what it is. It's entirely tokenism.
IMV knows exactly what I want to see. IMV knows exactly what I want to see.
Let me ask you guys this.
Was that Jay?
And this,
can't hear Jay.
I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I hear nothing.
you can't hear me? Okay.
I can hear you
Well,
for some reason.
Dick-
I think the
Dick can
stream
go
should
back
be.
to tape.
I think the stream should be able to hear you. I think according to what I'm seeing. So you can go ahead.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Okay.
I can hear you at least. At least one of us
Okay.
can.
Yeah, my biggest question is, does given Nancy
Okay,
Pelosi's
now I have to
history,
check Twitch to see what he's saying.
Okay.
given
Yeah, tell me what he's saying because I seriously can't hear him.
I got you.
I let him know I can hear them. By the way,
Yeah, he can hear you, but for some reason you can't hear him. But I can hear him, so I'll be the
Very much
translator.
Twitch.
I can hear him too.
okay.
Yeah,
So
it's just you,
What the
Jack.
hell? You just don't like me?
no,
I'm cool.
no, baby, I
Come
love
on,
you.
Barry White,
No,
give it to us
don't-
with
don't-
that voice.
What kind of man do you think I am? No, but
Very white. Oh my god.
He has that like sexy, sultry voice, right?
we're not
Well,
talking
let
about
him
me. We're
speak
talking.
then.
What's he saying,
Okay.
people?
Okay, so given that Nancy Pelosi actually pushed for universal health care when she first got into Congress, because of that fact, does she see herself in some of the squad? And now that she see that she can groom them to become more like her that she is today.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's
Yeah,
doing.
that's the kind of
And-
questions that's hard to think about.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like, damn.
Oh,
Technically,
God.
A won't start out as a good guy.
I didn't want to ask this question, and I know I'm going to get a shit ton of heat from it, and they can go in my mentions all they want. I don't give a fucking rap about it. Anyway, but the thing is does she see some of herself in the squad?
Yeah,
And
Nancy Jr.
because Nancy was a lot like the squad when she first came into Congress.
Yeah,
she
and
was
peop-
about universal health care.
Yes, but people still think of her that way. They still think she's a progressive
Yeah.
leader. They still think that. 30
Hillary
years
Clinton
later.
went for it too, right? And then she once she started getting paid,
Yeah.
she turned on it.
She
That's how it
was.
works.
Yeah, it's
I remember
whatever-
that when I was a little
The,
kid.
the party is owned and operated by the same exact elite crew that owns and operates our whole world.
Yeah.
I have something controversial I can share that's
Let's do
really
it.
funny.
This is what we do here.
If somebody has a very open mind, because people are going to get really pissed off when I say this.
Say it.
So
Go.
I like Joe Rogan. I watch his show, and I know
Oh,
some
same.
people. You know
Yeah.
what? Fuck you. You eat mayonnaise, so I can cancel your cheer. So, anyway,
Never
so I
change.
watched Joe Rogan. So one night I was here, and I got pretty high, and I was. I love to get high and watch Joe Rogan. It's
That's where I'm
great.
at right now.
Yeah, it's so good. So I got high watching Joe Rogan, and it was the episode with Tim Dillon, which I love him. He cracks me up. Tim Dillon and Alex Jones. Okay? Yeah, I know. Everybody's like, oh, shit, Marie. Here we go.
Hey,
No,
I watched
okay,
one of those
so
before. It's whatever.
don't
I
do
watched
it
a lot of
sober.
stuff.
Don't do it sober, because that would be a waste. But get a little high, watch this episode, and open your mind. Don't block your mind, and don't make it like, oh my God, and start judging everything before he says it.
Yeah, it's like it's not for
Open your
everybody.
And just listen. Because when he talks, he's fucking batshit crazy. But when they did this episode, Joe Rogan was like, look, I'm going to get so much heat for this, so I have to be really careful. So whatever you say, I'm going to have to fact check you on the spot. Like, we can't just let you go. So he's saying shit that's like so crazy, and Joe Rogan's like, okay, dude, that's too out there. Stop. We're going to fact check it. And everything that he said was right. So he's got a weird spin on it, and he's really out of his mind. But he was right on so much of it.
The problem with Alex Jones and a lot of problem that a lot of people that even believe in conspiracy theories have with Alex Jones is a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people even call him like a CIA plant because he would say some shit that true, and then he would mix it in with some shit that's blatantly false. And like he's there as an agent to muddy the
but
water
that's
in
why
a
I'm
way.
saying to watch the episode, because when he explains it, and if you take away all of your emotions and ego and all of your judgment and you just watch it, it's entertaining. But it also makes you think, and it makes you look things up. And you start thinking, okay, wait, so he's wrong on the fact, like, he has this whole thing with the radical Democrats and all that shit. He's wrong. They're not radical. They're stupid. Where he's right on them is that their ownership. He's correct. He's 100% correct. And he even brings in a lot of the Republicans and talks about how, you think these are two parties, but these are all working for the same masters. And it's like, okay, he's right.
I mean, the problem with Alex Jones, though, he clearly sold out because a lot of people forgot he actually started out as the anti-George Bush journalist, and he was the guy who was known for rallying against George Bush and talking about his war crimes. And people used to call him crazy because he used to talk about stuff that was proven true about the Iraq War, about the war crimes and stuff the soldiers used to do. But then the thing is, he jumped the shark. He kind of, this is why I was like, bro, the CIA definitely probably got to him because he started literally became like a Republican operative. Like, especially when he jumped on Trump, it's like you would think that he would be one of the people that would, like, if he actually was a serious person, he would be going after Trump for backing up on his promise of ending the wars because he
talks about that. He actually talks about that, and that's why I'm saying it was like, oh my god, this is wild.
I just don't know why he don't. He became a Trump fanboy. I'm like, what are you like? How can you be a Trump fanboy though? I never understood that.
Okay, but the way he talks about it is this. So you know how when Trump says like the deep state and all that kind of shit. So when Alex Jones was explaining this, I was like, you know what? Like, he is crazy, but he's right on this. So he was like, he was like, Trump had the best intentions, but the deep state stopped him. They won't allow him. They didn't even let him pick his own cabinet. He's got these war criminals in there, and they're making the rules, and we tried to stop him, and they wouldn't let us. And it like goes on, and it's like, you know what? I think a lot of that's true. Like, I don't think that Obama picked his cabinet. I don't think that Trump picked his cabinet. I don't think Biden picked his cabinet.
I think if you think that you believe in fairy tales, like if you really
They're
believe,
not picking their own cabinet.
Because I remember I tweeted
out of the same pot.
I remember I tweeted about
like
that.
A juice bowl, and you're just filling up cups from the same juice bowl.
I remember I tweeted about that because a reporter asked Kamala Harris, they were like, "How involved are you about Joe Biden's cabinet picks?" And she was like, "I'm actually really involved." And I was laughing. I'm like, anyone who actually thinks that Kamala Harris has anything to say or anything to do with this is the same. Because I mean, WikiLeaks already proved that you have Wall Street that pretty much picked Barack Obama's cabinet. And if you look at Donald Trump and his rhetoric on the campaign, if you are anti-war and he pretended he was anti-war, why would you pick John Bolton? Why would you even hire John Bolton?
Correct.
If you ever was anti-war? So I'm like, bro. So I don't know how anyone can see these people as being honest actors, as being like anti-war. When I talk about that in
because
particular,
the same reason people are telling you today that AOC is progressive, because you believe she was, because she told you she was, and it's hard to let go that she's not.
I mean, my thing is, I always call people out. My thing is very simple. You either agree with me on issues, you advocate what I believe for, or you're not. I'll call you out when you're doing that. I'll give you praise when you're doing it. I'll call you out when you're not. Regarding Rogan, I remember I watched Rogan back back in the early days, way before he became what he is now. It's kind of crazy. Like, now I'm looking at it now, I'm like, damn, it's crazy because they wouldn't know that they wouldn't know who he is now. He blew up. But I used to follow and watch combat sport. I watch combat sport all the time now. And I remember I used to watch this podcast back when it was like in the double digits because he used to have martial artists on there. I remember he had Charlie Murphy on the show, and I was like I remember that back when it did very, very small amount of numbers, and most people who only watch who was really into UFC used to watch those shows because they used to bring on fighters on, and he
still does. He brings on the MMA guys and all that. Yeah.
Because I remember he brought Uriah Faber. Yeah, they are pretty well trained. I'll put it that way. I remember he brought Uriah Faber. So I used to watch it just as kind of an MMA show. But I think like a lot of people who immediately cancel anything Rogan say, I think a lot of people are kind of closed-minded when it comes to the media. They assume, because I assume a lot of different kind of media. I don't listen to Joe Rogan no more. You can say I'm a hipster. It got too mainstream for me. I'll listen for a while to a point. It's like I can't listen to you no more. It's been too long. But I listened to him for a while. He bring on different perspectives. But if I know he's not like perfect, but at the end of the day, I mean, Joe Rogan is undeniably to the left of the Democratic Party. That's why
He's
it's
definitely
literally
the Democratic
never
Party.
makes
That's
sense.
true.
Like people will be like, "Oh, I can't believe Bernie Sanders and progressives are embracing Joe Rogan." I'm like, "Bitch, Joe Rogan is further to the left than Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton." Like if you actually listen to what he said, he actually supported universal health care. He supported criminal justice reform. He supported fighting climate change. Like we actually listen to what he said. Like, okay, he has some. He's a comedian, so he just say some stuff that's funny that may be offensive to you. But you look at actually what he believes in, what he supports. You can't deny that he's at least to the left of the people that you guys voted for. So if you wanna go after Joe Rogan, you can't go after Joe Rogan if you vote for Joe Biden. Sorry, you're not allowed to do that.
Right.
Fuck out of here. Like you guys act like he's worse. You guys act like he's a war criminal or he's some sort of right winger. When you guys are voting for right wingers. So that's my position on that.
Richard Spencer endorsed Joe Biden. Let's put it that way. Richard Spencer endorsed Joe Biden.
He donated like $5,000 to him. Yeah.
That's got to be crazy, though. You voted for the same guy that Richard
Okay, guys,
Spencer
I want to bring up
did.
a Cenk Uygur tweet that I just
I saw that earlier too, and I was like, I don't know if I should even bring this up, but here you go, Jackie. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
There's two. First of all,
let's do it.
First, he says, for all people pushing hashtag fraud
I'm about to
squad,
find it.
you understand that if all 10 Dems had voted present, GOP leader, and let me get the actual person's name, GOP leader Kevin McCarthy would be speaker right now. What would that have accomplished? Easy being destructive. You have to come up with a plan for being constructive. So then Jimmy Dore says, I know this in quotes.
Yeah, I see it. I got it on my stream now.
How it works at all, because I've had it explained to me a million times now by hashtag Force the Vote advocates. But for some reason, I'm not embarrassed to keep pushing the obvious lie that the GOP could take speakership. Please donate. It's fun, Cenk Uygur. And Cenk's response to that is, Jimmy, you just don't know politics, so please stop embarrassing yourself. It's a majority of the people voting, not majority of the House. So if they had voted present, like you were saying, McCarthy would have won. If they voted for someone else, it likely would have been
James
pushed.
getting fucked up right now.
Yeah, Jake done lost his damn mind. Okay, again,
he completely jumped the shark.
When you have someone who says that they were Republican, like Cenk is a Warren and a Clinton. He started out as a Republican, and the Democratic Party moved to where he was, and now he's a Democrat. But then, just like Warren, he supposedly became progressive, and then he started this network that's supposed to be the most progressive network. That's right. Who did they push in the primaries?
Yeah,
Warren.
He's just getting mad that now he's outflanked. That's the honest truth.
No, the thing is that it all comes down to the money and the ownership, and that's why I brought up that Alex Jones story. It wasn't just to randomly talk about that.
Yeah,
it was what he was saying made sense, and that is that he was calling them like these global elite. I don't know what he called them. I don't remember what he called them. It was some fucking
globalists.
Yeah, these globalists. But you have, and it's true what he said when you break it down. So you got these people, maybe a dozen people that are like insanely rich, that are controlling everything. They're controlling all the politicians. They're controlling all the laws. They're controlling everything. Every single thing. They're controlling our fucking military. They're controlling everything. And when you get to things like when the story broke and people thought that it was funny that they lied to Trump about how many troops were in these places, that's not funny. That's scary. That somebody that nobody knows who this person is in charge and able to make these decisions, that's scary. But whatever. So it's the same with these networks. So like TYT, they got like $20 million from that Hillary Clinton donor guy.
Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yes. So all of these money people are controlling the world. And I'm not like ready for a tinfoil hat yet, guys. So relax. But they're controlling everything. They're controlling the media. They're controlling the politicians. They're making the laws. They're controlling the militaries. And they're doing whatever the hell they want. And nobody has control of them. We can't vote them out. We can't.
Yeah, we can't. The funny thing is, how is that even controversial when you look at the COVID relief packages? Like that is literally written by corporations. The politicians are voting for them, and they haven't read it. And they haven't read it. Who read it? The people who wrote the bills, who writing the bill, the lobbyists, the corporations. That's what they're doing. So you say that, and I'm like, yeah, sounds about right to me. Like it sounds pretty on point.
They have. So like TYT, I'm sure that they were progressive at some point. But then somebody was like, those are messages that we're not going to allow to get out. We're not going to allow that. So we're going to buy them off and control the message that comes out.
They're good at the initial pipeline. Like when you're originally that dumb lib, like I was. Like when you're a dumb lib, they're good at getting you to at least question the idea that Democrats are not all good. But then you immediately find other left voices, and then you should peel from them from there. Because that's one thing. I'm like, TRT is better than MSNBC, even though they try to be like a version of MSNBC. I'll at least say that. I don't know if you guys kick my ass for saying that, but I'll at least say they're better than MSNBC. But when I look at
they're totally they're like the Chinatown version of MSNBC.
My thing is there's just so many good left media voices.
A Gucci bag
when you claim to be progressive, how are you not a useful idiot?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's so many good left voices. Like Left Flanks was on live. I don't know if they're still live right now, but they're another good voice. I mean, not even just speaking to Jim, there's a lot of great left media out there that I consume. So I'm like, my thing is like they kind of got to me they're not relevant compared to a lot of the other voices. Like why listen to them instead of watching Rising, for example? Like there's like no reason to watch them over a lot of their competition. Like Status Quo, I like Status Quo. He does a lot on the ground, like citizen journalists reporting as well. He just one example of many. Like, I can keep going on a few, but when you look at like the people out there, like when you look at a lot of other black leftists, I like to support as well. Like I said, I always like to retweet Rome and a lot of my homies, Nick Lyle, Jackie, and all that stuff. Rome. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I do on my poll. That's what I do on my Twitter. I always try to promote these independent black leftists, and people of color in general. That's what I try to do. But
it's actually kind of funny about that though is that if you notice every single leftist who used to be on TYT, like Jordan, like Jimmy, like Ken Klippenstein, are they there anymore? No, they're not. They left.
There's a reason why.
Like the only one that I would even claim is still probably even a little bit left is Anna, and that's because she was influenced so much by Michael later on. So I still think that she's there, but she's still got like Jank and them in her ear.
I think John Iderola is pretty good because I will.
Oh yeah, I like John too.
Watch his segments, but I won't watch TYT. Like I'm not gonna watch their full show, but I'll watch his what is it, the Damage Report? I think I'll watch his segment. I'll just watch the Damage Report.
My thing is, I'm not even just blindly talking shit either because I said earlier I'm not contradicting what I said because I said I actually I watch a lot of left media because I avoid corporate news like the plague. Like I do everything I can to avoid corporate media. So I actually listen to a lot of left voices. So when I'm not saying that to just throw shade. I'm saying that because I'm like, when I literally watch my news, I literally see no reason why to ever click TYT when I'm doing my process of figuring out what I'm gonna watch. So I just don't understand how people made the calculation like that. I'm not saying that just because I hate them. I'm saying that because there's no reason to.
I like Gray Zone a lot.
Yeah, Gray Zone's good. Gray Zone's pretty good.
Like one of my favorite. And I also like Jesse Ventura's show on RT. I love that. And I also
didn't even know he had a show.
Oh yeah, he's got a show on RT. You got to go on RT and you can subscribe to RT. You can't.
Yeah, I like Lee Camp. Lee Camp RT is really good too.
Yeah, Lee Camp.
Lee Camp and Graham Elwood.
Yes, that one's good.
Lee Camp does really good foreign policy stuff. He's really good on foreign policy.
Chris Hedges' show is amazing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I watch those. I learn a lot from those.
With that said,
Martin is fire.
Yeah, Abby Martin is fire. But anyway, with that said, we about 3 hours in. Speaking of Joe Rogan, I'm a beast. Like I said, I want to do 1 hour today, and now we did another 3 hours. I can do that in my sleep.
You bother trying to give some kind of a time limit. You just do.
I know. I literally said that was Rocky Flame laughing like, bro, I thought you said you were gonna do 1 hour today. Now we're 3 hours. So, we pretty much this literally like the second, third time I did this in a row. So, we doing 3 hours out here now. So I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna cut this one off because I'm literally starving to death. I even start loving Nick Brad. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Fine. You're just
Okay.
hungry.
But anyway, that's my excuse.
We
That's
need
my
to get you an
excuse.
outro.
That's my excuse. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do a lot of things. So I'll be here tomorrow though.
Next time,
Cut
give
yourself
me
off
notice.
all the time.
Yeah, next time, give me notice so I can comb my hair and put on some makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can see your mug. I'm down. I'm 100% down for that.
Yeah, so because I mean, this is weird to just talk, but yeah, I literally haven't even showered today. My hair is like a big dreadlock, and it's not even like it's not even like passable as human right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually lucky. I got my hair cut today, so I actually look good, but I'm still not.
Yeah, I haven't even showered. I'm still in pajamas.
Yeah, anyone laugh at me because they say I'm looking high as hell on the stream, but I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I played the fifth. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. You guys know how it is. I'm very happy I had fun time on the stream, so thank you guys for checking out. And I'll be here. I'm planning to do my stream I usually do